Welcome back, everybody.
It's been so long since we were on this channel on a live stream together.
I know.
But here we are.
I've missed you so much, especially
I don't know how to hold
Mahler this morning.
I don't know how to hold this sword. This is a big freaking sword, dude.
That is a big sword. Oh my
god. This is what I'm reviewing this week on Shadowversity, and I would compare this episode to this sword because this episode was friggin' big, and it was awesome. Not big in length, but big in awesomeness. And so
it really was, and it's great to see people catching on. And listen,
it was inevitable.
Yes, you're right. But I mean, listen, people felt kind of burned with House of the Dragon season 2, and maybe they're still a little stung over Game of Thrones season 8, and I would argue 7, most of 6 as well. But people are already saying like this is the best Game of Thrones now. I don't know if I'm going to go that far yet, but it could be. It could.
Oh, come on!
I'm already there.
This is recency bias. Like, I love this episode, but chill the fuck out. Game of Thrones did some shit that was revolutionary for TV. It was amazing at its peak.
It's tough because, yes, they are in the same universe, but much like the books they're derived from, whether it be the tiny novella or the massive Game of Thrones and all the Song of Ice and Fire books, there's a difference between them in terms of what they're dealing with, the characters they're juggling, the viewpoints they're juggling, the tension you set up through that, rather than this, which is a very linear, simple story to tell. Which is still being done remarkably well, but you gotta talk about the
Mahler and I were talking earlier. Like, despite the ending of Game of Thrones, you can't take away like all the good seasons. The good it did early on, and going, hanging out with your friends. I was just telling Mahler, like, I miss like those like dinner parties we had where my friends would come over to the house.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
we'd fucking have a Game of Thrones party every Sunday, and it was fucking great. We did watch parties at my store too.
It's unfortunate we never really, like I've said before, it'd be cool if we just, we'd all met, but at that time to be discussing all that shit. But like, a friend of mine, it was when season 2 was already out, and I was obsessed. I wanted more and more and more and more, but I wasn't going to get it for ages. Obviously, in the TV format, that's why I started to try and read books. But a friend of mine didn't know anything about it, and I was like, I want to make you watch all of season 1. And when it got to Ned Stark's moment, I was just looking at him watch it, and when he died, he was just like, "What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, you can't. That doesn't make any. When is he? What does that even mean?"
Yep.
Yep.
Like, how do you kill the lead? That's what everyone that didn't know anything was like. You just killed the lead character in the second to last episode of the first season. Like, what?
And the main bad guy too.
Yeah,
who was essentially Conan. It's like they both died. Jesus Christ!
It was just remarkable. He was like, something's wrong with the television show. It's broken.
But what I can say about I'm enjoying this more for obvious reasons. I like the characters more. I like the more heroic kind of nobility that Dunk aspires to that we see in this episode. And so this is my favorite Game of Thrones piece of media at the moment.
So what I think the best possible scenario is they do 3 seasons and that's it. They just adapt these 3 novellas because George isn't going to finish the 2 he's working on now, and don't even think he's gonna.
He's been working on She-Wolves of Winterfell since 2009. It is a short story.
He's writing 1 word a year. Okay.
and that's what he's popping back onto now. Right?
Like then Gary rubs it out like, no.
I got to get it.
No, but if they complete those 3 seasons and it's at this quality, we can maybe have that conversation. But there's a highly likelihood that George will have a falling out with Ira Parker somewhere in between, in the middle of season 2 production and whatever. But it's God damn, this was good. So general thoughts before we go over the episode. Ryan.
Obviously it ends on the best ending we've had for any of these episodes so far. So by that end, the last thing you're like, shit, I want to fast forward 8 or 9 days till this thing comes out again. I did have some like small criticisms of it just based on the book adaptation, like a couple lines and things like that, maybe more so. And maybe this episode more than any other, I wish we could have had a little more time. And so I've not been complaining about the time for these so far, but I felt like we didn't quite spend enough time with Dunk in peril, like anxiety leading up to this. as well as maybe just a little more time getting to know the people that are fighting for him.
Well, when they ended up on the battlefield, I was struck a little. I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, okay, I guess we're done with the." Because I remember that lasting longer, the search for the knights and the sort of the wallowing in like, "Oh shit, I'm so gonna die," sort of stuff.
Yeah,
I guess we got to keep moving.
Yeah. So I even though this episode was fucking awesome and I love the ending so much, I might have a couple more like nitpicks for it from things that I wish maybe we had seen it slightly different or something. But yeah, I love the episode.
There's a lot more Dunk suffering, like a lot, which gives it a lot of impact later. So but I think they still got it across. Fringy, what did you think?
I'm getting more and more on board with this show. Not that it was necessarily going to be a problem, because I suppose as the least Game of Thrones aware person on this panel, I probably was entering into it with I suppose like not accurately sort of realizing what I was going to be getting, because initially it's like, oh, this seems like it's going to be kind of a fun, lighthearted show about a knight sort of trying to make his way in the world. And now by the time we're at episode 4, the stakes have become very real and very significant. But I'm so invested in these characters, in Dunk and Egg, and as well as all of these side characters that have been introduced and built up, and all of the pieces moving in place, that I'm really on board with what this show looks like it's going to be throughout, which is very appealing to me, which is a man who's trying to be good, to be noble, and to sort of uphold the values of a knight in a world that makes that very difficult to achieve. I'm really into it. I thought this was a really cool episode with a very hype ending for episode 5. It is a shame that we'll have to wait more than a week to get it, because I want it now.
Oh, I do too. That ending hits. Mahler.
So yeah, as I said, I watched the first episode. That I was like, I want to read it then if it's only that long as I can. And that was I think it mentioned to you already, Gary. That was a high point given that audiobook I listened. When they were like, the night comes through, I was like, who the fuck is this? Like, who's gonna be and then as soon as it's real, I was like, of course. Oh shit!
Yeah,
it's just like such a great payoff. And so the fact that the show just does it perfectly, I was just like, oh yeah, that's. And it's funny because the other one you'd mentioned, right, the knighting. I think both of these moments, in and of themselves in isolation, we're kind of looking at the old man walks across rooms sort of shit. But again, it's just the 3 episodes to build up toward it gave it all that power, and it's like, yeah, this is a fucking TV show, man. I care a lot.
A lot. And that's what Game of Thrones lost. It lost the impact of those small scenes and dialogue driven scenes, because when you get to spectacle and battle, it means a lot more if you give it time and you have a bunch of people fighting that you care about. And the unique thing Game of Thrones did and didn't fulfill at the end was there's actually good people on both sides that are going to be fighting each other. Like, not all the good guys are going to team up, and they really fucked that up in the end. But that would have been really interesting. Good men in service of bad people. Maester Raymun talked about that. So, Chad, I'm going to give you your turn again.
Thanks, man. Loved this episode. It has probably one of I would say my second favorite moment in this show so far, which is when Dunk just calls out the nobility and just yells, "Are there no true knights among you?" That was awesome. That was powerful. It was appealing to, honor, something that I love. But my favorite moment still is the end of last episode, where Dunk goes in and just knocks the snot out of the guy protecting the damsel in distress. We don't see enough of classic masculine chivalry like that. And so that is still my favorite moment. But this episode, just it has good payoffs, but then setups for what's coming. And there were other smaller moments that were just brilliant, especially from Egg in this episode. That really stood out. We'll probably get there chronologically. There is something like that was missing that I was looking forward to, actually, from the graphic novel that didn't happen. And
is it a line of dialogue delivered by Steely Pate?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yes, I know what you're talking about.
I was like,
it might happen later.
I think they might give it to another character. But
really
not where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's a great moment where he comes to the tourney field and all the small folk are cheering for. They're there rooting for him, and he literally asks, like, what, they're for me, meaning they're on my side. Why? What am I to them? And then, yes, he has that line. The
a knight who remembered his vows.
A knight who remembers.
Maybe that's next step.
They could do that next.
Yeah, they could.
They could. It would be a shame if they didn't. That is one of the lines that kind of sticks out to a lot of people from that. But considering they've used so much other dialogue straight up, it would be a little surprising.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the things I would have liked to see.
Real quick, speaking of the graphic novel,
hey,
Mike.
We have Mike S. Miller here, the artist of the graphic novel, which I highly recommend. You should go pick it up. Hopefully at your local comic book store if they're smart enough to carry it right now. Because I would, because it'd be selling. But Mike has had some health problems, so we hope you're healing up. And thanks, buddy.
Look at that.
Hey,
yeah.
Look at that. That's a piece of original.
This is getting framed. This is getting framed. So thanks, pal. Hope you're feeling better. And great artist. He's so good for this material. It really and my preferred method of reading The Hedge Knight is graphic novel form. It is. So I liked it. Let's get into the episode. I thought it was really neat, and I love that fucking ending, like hit, and like I don't get goosebumps for TV shows at all anymore. And it was just nice to have that in a couple scenes. I was watching it with Mueller this morning. And listen, I've said this before, but I know something's really good, especially Fringy and Mueller there. We'll watch it together sometimes. And it's just dead silent.
Yeah.
Everyone's just absorbing it.
Except at the end.
What the fuck is this bullshit? Yeah.
At the end, I was going, I was really into it.
Oh, we did react to with Sir Arlen's dong too. So.
And Sir Arlen shrug.
Yeah, oh, dude, so good, so good.
I want to talk about that, but we'll get there.
Oh, we'll get there.
Yeah.
So Dunk is locked up after punching and kicking Prince Aegon Brightflame, and he fucking deserved it. Piece of shit. Broke Tansel's fingers, and like it's described in the book, but then when you see it, it's like, oh God.
It is also a little bit different. Because the puppets and the shows are so elaborate in this, in the book, it is just truly like a small puppet show.
Puppet. Yeah.
And so the idea of breaking a puppeteer's hand is like looked on a certain way, right? Because like that's true. Like it's affecting, like breaking a piano player's fingers or something. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's wrecking her livelihood, like her trade. You know how she had to do it. So that's a good point to bring up in context.
To punish her for harming the dragon in public. How dare you?
The actress, when she took the role, she said, "Oh, I thought we were just going to be using hand puppets." I was a little surprised to see these big puppets we have. The making ofs for these, credit to HBO. They have learned maybe from past mistakes, and they don't ruin any of the episodes. They're actually pretty good to watch, and the kid is funny as hell.
Most of them are so sweet too, for the most part, especially involving like Dunk and Egg's relationship. There was the funniest thing. I'm going to share my screen here, Gary.
Okay.
In the behind the scenes shit, this made me laugh when I saw it.
Why is it not showing for me? Oh, there it is.
You need to take share. Stop sharing this.
There it is. Yeah, this is good. Oh wait. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
I realized pretty quickly, shooting around Dexter, that I was going to have to get comfortable kind of swearing around him. But he was cool with everything.
I don't like cursing at all, and I only do it because it is my job.
It's such a funny job.
And he's so good.
We gotta get the fucking casting director some kind of trophy.
Maybe.
It's funny because apparently Peter Claffey, when he went to audition for this, was actually throwing up in the bathroom because he was so nervous for the role. So the idea that, in the previous episode when he's so nervous he's sitting there is really funny.
So Dunk is he's a bit fucked here. And he doesn't even know what his fate is. And the he finds out that if you strike a prince or a princess, you lose that limb. Now, if you strike a king or a queen, you probably die on the spot. But I don't know. And it really depends. He could have died on the spot on this one quite easily. and it was only Egg, obviously, that saved him. The big reveal. And I loved how they talked about it was actually Ryan Condal giving Ira Parker advice on like, how do I go about the mystery of Egg, knowing that a bunch of the audience knows. And he's all, you got to add a layer of like that. You have to put in that some people are going to know watching. So you have to give them something too.
Yeah.
And they did a perfect job at that.
Great.
Perfect job. So yeah, he's we got Egg coming in.
There's a little bit just before that where he sees the rat in like the fact that it's like, you know, pouring down with rain and the rat takes shelter in the tiny little bit there, and he seems like sympathetic toward it. It's just like, because it's just like you would just try to exist. That's all you wanted to do.
Yep. No, he got caught up in all this nonsense, and it's Egg's fault.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Dunk is pretty hard on him in this scene. You know, Egg is there to apologize and say that he's sorry and, you know, try to explain everything that happened. He wasn't trying to get him in trouble. He wasn't trying to like lie. He just wanted to be someone's squire.
Yeah.
And Dunk is pretty hard on him when they're here alone in this room.
Yeah.
And it's really good because like Dunk criticized like you weren't the stable boy, or you lied about being the stable boy, and Egg never actually said he was the stable boy, and but he didn't say he wasn't. But you can see
in that little scene, he wanted to bring that up. So that's subtlety. Like he's like, well,
he wanted to be like, well, I never actually said that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Exactly. Go.
Oh, I was gonna say, but you caught it enough, and they just relied on the audience's intelligence to figure that out instead of this secondary viewing bullshit where Egg would have just, if it was on Netflix, he would have described the whole thing for us.
Well, yeah, I didn't actually say that, you know. Yeah,
you can have the semantic back and forth, but like Dunk does cut through. It's like, you knew what you were doing. Yep. Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like you both know.
You know, like Dunk is smarter than he realizes. And what I loved about this episode, his assertiveness comes up, and he cuts through bullcrap and just gets to the heart of certain matters when he's talking with Egg here, and when he talks with Baelor next. Like Dunk, yeah, he might be a little slow, but he's not actually an idiot. And we'll point out the specifics because there's good dialogue.
No, but he's definitely.
And regardless of whether he's comfortable in these places or talking to people like this or not, doesn't really matter much anymore.
It's like, they can't kill me twice. I love that.
Yep. No, that was good. And this is Egg learning a lesson of like, you know, I know you wanted to be a squire and play at it, but you're a royal, and anything you do has like dire consequences on the small folk, and it's something you kind of need to think about a little bit.
But that's what like, because Egg is still a child. He's like, some of these things don't go to him. And what I loved is that his heart's, he just really wanted to be someone's squire. That was what he was desperate for. And
someone not shit as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's helpful.
And that's just such a simple child's wish that he really wanted. So much so that he would run away and follow after this, you know, big knight that didn't seem like such a dirtbag like his brother. And that's what was his driving motivation for. And then he is sorry. Like you see the tears in his eyes. He's genuinely sorry about it.
Yeah, and you see Dunk soften up, right? Like immediately. But
just tell him to like, you know, hold your tears or wipe your tears or whatever.
Dry your eyes.
But he still softens up because, you know, Dunk's a nice guy. But it's important. Oh, sorry, go on.
Just quick compliment to the actor on the front of like, there is a binary of not crying and crying. He manages to balance this so well to capture a very specific emotional state. So good job.
For such a young actor, when I usually hate kids in shows or whatever, he's done a phenomenal job with the character. Like, there's no doubt. Yeah. And Dunk doesn't really soften on him until the next scene, which I really liked, because
you can see it in his body language. He goes, I mean, it's disappointment still,
like resignation.
Right.
Yeah. But he came off harder on Egg than I expected him to. Like just tone of voice and everything.
The impression I got from that contrast was that he's kind of taking out a little on Egg, his frustration with the whole universe right now. And the reality of the situation is that Egg has no more lied in like a negative way than Dunk has about the knighthood, right? So it's just like there's nothing wrong with Egg. He's not done anything like really cruel or done it for malicious means. He really did just want to do so. Hence, like is backing him as a person. That's what I think Dunk was getting to. Is like he's frustrated, but the reality is that Egg's a good guy. Meanwhile, like Dunk will take it out if he thinks you're a piece of shit.
And he immediately like flips the script with that tone when he's talking to Baelor, and he's like, hey, he had nothing to do with it, blah, blah, blah. Don't blame him. He's a good kid, blah, 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 all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's important here when he comes in, he's all, my uncle bade me give you an apology, basically. And he's all, your uncle, huh? Because it ain't going to be from his dad. That's for sure. But he says, he wants to talk to you after you're done eating. And he's all, I've already, kicked one prince. I don't want to keep another one waiting. So he goes in and talks to Baelor. Everybody's starting to love Baelor, by the way, who Ryan pointed out is going to play Fudge in the TV show. That's a completely different character.
It is. It is Baelor Targaryen. Baelor Breakspear is much different than Cornelius fuck up Fudge.
Yep.
I agree.
That's crazy.
Baelor's comment here where he says, and don't spill it on him, kind of thing, when he tells Egg to get Dunk some wine, right? I think that also is confirming that, like, the royal family seems to have just brushed Egg off as, not always doing what is told. And, him running off to be a squire confirms that, where he's been headstrong in a way that seems to have given them the impression that he can't do anything right. But Dunk is like, well, no, he's actually a good worker. He's a good squire for me. And Egg's response is awesome. He literally turns around like, oh, what you say you're protecting me after everything I've done. You're actually, backing me up to my uncle here. And it's a brilliant exchange and brilliant.
Well, with any time to think about it, right? It's just like the broad events. The problem has nothing to do with Egg. Even Egg tried to help, so it's there's no reason Doug would be mad at him. He was a good kid.
Yeah, but then he's asked to leave, and the real talk starts. And this is where we find out Baelor basically asks him, how skilled of a knight are you? How skilled at arms? And Dunk's like, Sarlin's taught me the lists. And
I enjoyed this as a way to start, because it's like, like before we obviously get to the part where it becomes a little bit more overt what his intentions are here. The direction that he wants to push Dunk in is like already right out of the gate. It's like, you kind of want to help him, don't you? That's you want to give him a bit of a break.
Changes meaning before the conversation has started, and then after it ends. It's like, at first you might just, as an audience member, be like, oh, he's just probing for information, but by the end of it, you're like, he's trying to help him. He needs to see what he can do.
And this is where they bring up, if you strike a prince, you're going to lose the hand, and you kicked him too. And Dunk just fesses up. I mean, he's got no choice, but a lot of people wouldn't. Dunk just fesses up and said, yep, I did. So you'll lose your foot too.
The delivery felt very much like, I'm not going to lie. I did that. Yep. That's something I chose to do, and I'd do it again.
Dunk does defend himself. It's like, I was protecting the innocent. I was doing what a knight shouldn't do. And he's like,
he never apologizes.
Yeah, wouldn't you have done the same? Yeah.
Yeah, so Maekor ends up finding Prince Darren, and he was drunk in an inn, and Darren basically said to cover his own ass that Dunk abducted Egg, and Darren pursued him, and Dunk's all, no, I left 4 days ago. This guy's full of shit.
Yeah, Darren pursued him right at the bottom of the same cup in the same inn.
Yeah.
For 5 days.
It's kind of like OJ hunting for the killer,
And like Maekor probably doesn't even buy that shit, right?
No,
but it's all about the respect and like holding someone accountable. And even if his kid's fucking up, he kind of has to stand by him because of the embarrassment and all of that.
Yeah, well, it's just that the story is more important now. What actually happened as far as the books are concerned, or any public, is like, oh, well, it was an evil asshole attacked the royal family and was punished.
But Baelor basically like tells them like none of this matters. This is what people are going to think. There's going to be a trial, and it is the crown's word against yours, and everybody's going to side with them. Period. So you don't have a lot of options here, kiddo. So he basically asks them again, like, how good of a knight are you? You know, and he basically takes the trial by combat. He's going to take the trial by combat.
And Baelor gives him a little nod when he says that.
Yep.
Which, I mean, again, I'm glad it's there as a nod, even though I'd say you don't even necessarily need it, because it's just like, yes, this is the dynamic. He wants to help him because he likes him, and he sees him as a good man.
Because Baelor kind of admits, yeah, you did the right thing, but it was a prince of the realm. I might have done that, but I could have gotten away with it.
Well, yeah, but Baelor's like aware of it. It's kind of a cool, I suppose, layer of subtext in their conversation, which is that unfortunately, because of his role in this world, he has to think bigger picture, and bigger picture makes things a lot more complicated than they should be, which is, no, he did the right thing and he shouldn't be punished, but alas, you know, this is how things are going to go, and through that lens you only have one option, and I'm going to try and get you towards that option.
Baelor steps ahead. He wants the trial by combat prompt so that they'll back off with the claims. It'll just be like, fine, you know what, I'm not going to go to trial by combat. And he's anticipated that about the individual family members. What he doesn't anticipate is the trial of the seven. It's like,
no
shit. Like,
why would anyone? It's only happened like one time before.
Well, yeah, and that's another just great aspect, right? Baelor knows it back to front. The other family members are all like, huh?
And that's one of the things I didn't like about actually one of the lines that I specifically hated was Maekar, what the fuck's a trial by seven?
Yeah, he would know. Because
he would 100% know. They're not that far removed from Maegor, you know, realistically, timeline wise. He would absolutely know. And
referred to it as ancient. So I was like, is that ancient when it's that far back?
Well, so it's an ancient ritual, but really, I mean, the only one I can think of in like modern Westerosi history, post Targaryens, would be Maegor's trial by seven, which that would have been, I don't know, what do you think, 150 years before this or something?
150 years, yeah. So I guess an argument could be made, but
I would have thought this would happen more often, because it's like a checkmate for a lot of people, wouldn't it be? As in, like, a lot of people aren't going to stand up to the crown or whoever's accusing who's got the more power.
But there's also honor involved. If I mean, Maekor does point out that, like, you're afraid of this guy, you're afraid of losing to this guy, and you know, Arian comes up with a really good excuse, like to not. Like, oh, of course not, but Darren was wronged as well, and I want to give my brother the opportunity to fight. But in, I guess, a lot of cases, it would look cowardice.
And that's what it really comes off like. I like that it feels like he doesn't actually want to take on Dunk. Dunk just laid him out with a couple of hits, and he's trained, but Dunk is bigger than him, and I think this guy doesn't want to go one-on-one with Dunk on a fair fight. So he goes for the trial of seven.
He goes for the trial of seven, which shocks everybody. Oh God! And he drops his, what is he eating there?
Walnut.
Like walnut.
Yeah. And he drops it in the
fucking
table.
Lord Ashford. Like Lord Ashford gets treated like a fucking bitch multiple times, and it does kind of go to show you how unimportant this tournament actually is. If it weren't for the kind of state of the world, like why the Targaryens are there, because no one really respects Lord Ashford all that much.
No, they're slumming it going there for sure.
And this is why I didn't like Maekar's. You could just throw that away as well. They wanted to explain trial of seven. Dunk says it too. Like, what is a trial by seven? Like, I have to fight seven people, blah, blah, blah. So you already have that lead in. I just didn't like that a Targaryen would be unaware of one of the most important like moments in their history. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Especially Maekar. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But maybe they felt like they needed that line. Don't know. Maybe we'll find out. We don't. But yeah, they fucking cuck Lord Ashford, and he's crawling under the table looking for the walnut. And by the time he picks it up, everybody's gone. You know, it just It's pathetic.
I like that the dad is like actually pissed off about this whole situation now, and he grabs what's his face and drags him out. So he knows exactly the slimy thing that his son is pulling here, and is not happy about it.
Yeah, and I think that Daeron is public in this one in the book. We're talking about the adaptation. I think Darren's in the room as well, and he makes some kind of drunk Darren like remarks, that are kind of off-putting to everyone, but I think he does repeat a couple of them to Dunk later on. I don't know why they chose to not have him here, because that's the important thing. It's important that Daeron is another accuser, because it's what allows Aerion to say he wants the trial by 7. Like,
not only that, I think it's beneficial for the show to have had him here, because I think a lot of people, when he turns up later, are going to be like, wait, who is he?
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's why they have to kind of remind you.
Yeah, they do have dialogue for it, but at the same time, showing him one more time would probably have helped and solidify who he is.
Yeah, and plus his lines are really good, and I do like the character. Was it Harry Lloyd who reads the book? Reads his voice so perfect,
it's so great,
so good. All right, so
just give me one, Sir Duncan, right in the head, not too hard. Don't and I'll just lay in the mud till it's over.
So Dunk is a little bummed, and he has to find 6 knights to fight by his side by tomorrow morning, by the next morning, and that's going to be an impossible task.
When it's just such a great thrust of a problem when you come in being like, I hope this guy can make his way in the world. And you're like, oh, he's going to be a knight. Okay. And it's like, it's a tournament to fight. And you got these stakes of the money, the armor.
Will he win the joust? Is he going to lose his armor, Mauler? This is terrible.
That's like ancient history now. The idea of him trying to win a tournament is like, no, we're not doing that. This is we're doing something way different, which is just the idea of like, can you find 6 knights that would be willing to fight for you? It's like,
so I guess it's kind of cool, because obviously initially it's like, oh, so he's fucked. But then as the episode plays out, and we're sort of calling back to a lot of the pieces that have already been put in place, as well as an understanding of the state of the world, you realize, oh, it's not going to be as hard as I thought it would be. There's actually going to be some reasons why there would be people who would want to help him and join him, not necessarily for 100% noble reasons, but nevertheless, there is incentive for some people to come to his aid if you've been paying enough attention.
Revenge, or just the notion of historical grievance, or maybe
we're not actually that scared of the Targaryens anymore, so
or to have some fun, some glory, or
honor,
because
glory.
You believe in Dunk specifically. It's like, and you'd be like, wait, they did all of that? You're like, yeah, they've done all of it. It's all
or for some religious zealot who just wants to show up, and it's great. But good old Raymun Fossaway, that's a good guy, and he's basically like, maybe you should run. He's all, well, won't they kill me? Well, you're gonna die anyway.
Autistic little detail where it's like, that means battle axes, warhammers, and then he drops something that's actually historically authentic: lances of war. That means real deadly lances. In all jousts, they joust with a thing called the lances of peace, blunted head lances. But no, lances of war is a historical kind of reference that they did actually happen rarely because they were deadly. But that's the term. The lance of war means, it's deadly and it's going to be real.
And those that might show up specifically, especially the difference between lances of war and tourney lances, and what might be used in this fight we got coming up in episode 5.
So we have Raymun Fossaway and his brother. Why am I blanking on his first name?
Stefan.
Oh, it's right there.
It's also
right
on the screen, but
it's also on the screen. Stefan Fossaway. Been that kind of day. Okay. Jesus. So Stefan Fossaway says, I'll help you. Absolutely.
So there's
a chance for glory in it. Of course I'll help you.
when I was watching it with Gary, because Friggy wasn't there, we were able to just feel like, oh, this piece of shit. he's gonna. But when I was watching it with Friggy was like, oh, he's coming through.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, you know what? Perhaps I treated you too harshly. It's like, oh, never mind.
But what's good is that they set up for either possibility, where especially when Raymun was like, we hate the Targaryens. Well, it's like, okay, I could see Sefton going a bit that way to stick it to the Targaryens. But then we find out really is going on.
It was interesting because it's just like, oh yeah, because Raymun was like talking about, you know, that big impassioned sort of rant that he went on. It's like, well, I wonder where he might have gotten that from, right? So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I could, and then it's like, oh, never mind.
No,
never mind.
It's great though, because when we see him again, he's in that new suit of armor, and you're like, oh,
you piece of shit.
It's actually a very clever, scummy thing that he was doing with this, right? He would get a lordship out of it, and he thinks is robbing Dunk of the final night. And if they can't fill the final night, he won't even need a fight. And he'd helped out, you know, one of the princes, and he gets a full lordship, and he doesn't even need to risk his own life.
It's actually cunning, like to be like, don't worry, I'll fetch my friends, and I'm on your team, and then just to snatch it all off him right at the end.
And it's very non-chivalrous.
Yes.
So
in stark contrast to our protagonist
and his brother.
Yes,
this guy's brother.
that's right.
Cousin.
Sorry, cousin.
It's from a different branch. It's from a different branch of the apple tree. Maybe it has green apples instead. I don't know.
Green apples.
I love that the Fossaways actually have euphemisms and language based around their identity, whereas like knock the seeds out of him and I'm not yet ripe and things like that. It's just great.
Bit of texture for the world.
And even like Darren play on that later when he shows up and he's like, hey, Arian fancies himself an actual dragon. Too bad he wasn't a Fossaway. Like, talking about the apple.
Could have been an apple. That's so good.
Darren gets maybe like fucking 10 lines in the entire book, but I do really like his character.
Yeah,
dude, the fucking whoever has my honor can keep it. I thought
I don't need it.
I'll never recover it. Whoever has it can keep it.
And as you may or may not know, in the future, the Fossaways might be one of those friends of the Reach, Ryan, from Aegon.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. They might be the friends of the Reach that'll rebel and help them. So he agrees. He's like, I'm gonna do it. And like, you're awesome, dude. Thanks a lot. So now he still needs to. Oh, and then Darren shows up.
So in the graphic novel, Dunk does draw a dagger, but he doesn't actually go all the way to pin him down and stuff like that. Was that the
He's
same
like,
case
I should
in the book?
stab this in your belly for coming here. Something like that, yeah.
I should drive this through your neck.
But I actually
I'd rather
love
have
that
some wine.
I love that they pushed Dunk further, that he's pissed off, is at the end of his rope now, and he's being just more assertive about stuff.
Again, him being kind of mad at the world, he gets to focus it into an actual person who's done actual wrong that's caused all of this to go to full shit for him. So yeah, this feels like he gets to express himself finally and justifiably.
And Egg's kind of in the background. No, don't kill him. Don't kill Darren. Don't kill Darren. He's sorry, Dunk.
Please don't hurt him. So this is where he said, my father's got 7. I'm one of them. And basically I'll fall
off my horse. Hit me once, I'll fall on the ground and it'll be done.
Not too hard. It's
as much
make it ring.
Yeah, don't make it ring, just not too hard. It's the smallest or probably the biggest peace offering he feels like he's actually able to give in the moment. Even if it's not withdrawing
his whole character feels as though he's just constantly battling from the lowest point. It's just like, but like not really that hard. It's just like, yeah, I suck. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of that goes back to his dream abilities and the fact that he is a dreamer and that he sees other dreams, and a lot of those he's haunted by, especially like ones that come true and you don't know exactly what they're supposed to mean, and that's one of the reasons he gets drunk all the time. Like he's doing it so he doesn't have to like hear that shit and not think about that stuff, which I could sympathize with. So it's one of the reasons he kind of is just this like sad sack because of the fucking dreams he has.
What a strong impression you get from a pretty small amount of screen time, which can be said for a lot of the characters in this show. You know, aside from Dunk and Egg, a lot of them get maybe 5 minutes tops, maybe even less than that, but you get a good impression of them with, you know, room to speculate on who they are. Good stuff.
It is.
Yeah, and I loved this moment where it's like, what, you want me to kill your brother? And then he tells her, like, this guy's been a jerk his whole life. And after he shares about the threatening with a knife, it fits so well with Egg's age and his childlike nature. Is like, and he threw my cat down the well. He says he did, but no, it was him. Like that.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit.
Right. So we were talking about the difference between Joffrey and Aegon, and it's like, you have a story where he crawled into his probably 6-year-old, you know, little brother's bed, put a knife to his dick and said, "I've got enough brothers, maybe I'll make you a sister," right?
And marry you.
Marry you. Fuck
yes.
you and marry you. Like
his things are stacking up, but Joffrey's still winning it with current canon on the TV shows.
Well, Joffrey has more feats, okay? We don't know of too many Aryan feats when it comes to this, but the little we do know doesn't sound very good.
No, he's a bad man. And he flipped bad on the coin with that Targaryen.
And maybe it's just me, and I like the move, but Aryan's played a lot more subtle than I just imagined him from the book. He's just a little more calm.
Yeah, and I do think that's a choice. And I do kind of like it. I like the idea of this kind of sneering Draco Malfoy-esque kind of character. However, Aryan Brightflame is his like name because he is a little more like flamboyant and showy and wears bright shit. You know, they didn't even have bright red, you know, shirt that he did have on in this, but yeah.
Again, the voice Harry Lloyd gives him is very, very different.
It is very different. And this is where he said, and he threw my cat down the well too. Fuck him. You know. So
that's what Joffrey threatens to do to Tommen's. You know?
Yeah.
It's the same fucking character. They're the same characters. Aaron and Joffrey are the same characters.
Sir Pounce, the great Sir Pounce. So this is where Darren tells Dunk he had a dream. And he's all, my dreams are different than yours. They come true. And I saw a giant dragon, giant wings falling down upon you, but it was dead. And you were alive. And he's all, Dunk asks, what does he ask? How does he kill it? He's like, but that I don't know. But he was dead. And remember, Dunk earlier was laughing off a fortune teller. So he is just searching for any kind of hope right now that he can win. So I'll fucking believe some guy saying his dreams come true. I'll latch on to anything. But yet he still doesn't have enough knights to even fight in this.
And certainly having that dream would because one of the first interactions we see, maybe the first human interaction that's not a flashback that we see in the show, is when Dunk, I guess he does talk to Egg, but then when he walks into the bar and Darren like wakes up and looks at him and says, "I dreamed of you, stay away from me." Mm-hmm. He doesn't know who the dragon represents. He doesn't know what that means.
Yeah.
He doesn't know if it's him. So it would scare you, especially if you're drunk.
Yeah.
Well, and with all fucking visions, it's going to be, it's like, yeah, you thought it was this, but it was this the whole time. You're like, fuck, you got me.
That's all the visions in the Song of Ice and
George
Fire.
likes doing that.
Yes, he does.
I think all writers like doing that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the vision's boring. If it's like, it's literally just this and that will happen, then it does. You're like, oh, well, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Ryan and I were talking about this with Trelawney in Harry Potter. Like, everybody thinks she's just a complete fraud, and all her visions are, they're always of death and stuff, but they end up being pretty close
Do you feel
all
like
the time.
Almost all those types of things in all fiction are designed for the audience to have chats with each other. It's like that's the only reason.
But he does apologize to Dunk. He's all, I'm sorry. That's all I can offer. And now I'm destined for some hell, and there probably won't be any wine.
Yeah. He's resigned. He's resigned that his life just fucking sucks. He's always going to be a failure and a screw up, and he just kind of wants to drink. And every once in a while, he gets dragged to do these things, but he just wants to be left alone. I sympathize with Darren.
Yeah, I got a soft spot.
Wine and hell.
Wine in hell. Yeah, no wine in hell.
Mm-hmm. And then Steely Pate. Steely Pate comes up while Dunk's kind of wandering around, like, in the rain. He thinks he's good on nice, though. Sir Stefan Fossaway is like, I got you, Sir Dunk. No worries. So he thinks he's going to be okay when it comes to that. But he's still got other things.
Despairing a little bit.
Trying to get a shot of the shield.
Yeah.
I want the shield. I really do. It's cool. So it had some cheap brittle steel around it, and Steely Pate reinforced it, souped it up a little bit for Dunk, and only charged him a copper. Because everybody likes Dunk and they feel sorry for him.
Yeah, how much for you? A copper.
Copper.
And this is where Chad was mentioning a scene specifically that is missing, and it's as they're going back to Steely Pate's place to take care of the shield and armor, stuff like that, and there's a lot of people in the crowd that are just coming up to him and wishing him luck, and wanting to kiss his sword for luck and like all this stuff, and he doesn't really understand why. He's like, what are all these people that they're rooting for me? Like, what? Why me? And what is the line, Shad? It's like the one knight, or you're a knight who remembered his honor.
Yeah, he says, what am I to them? And Steely Pate responds, a knight who remembers his vows.
Knight who remembers his vows. Yes, thank you. And that's a really cool moment in the book.
It is.
And I'm shocked they didn't have it here. It makes me wonder if they're going to have it at another time.
They have to put that in.
I really wonder what the last 2 episodes are going to look like, because there's not a lot of book left for the amount of time that we're about to have this hour long. You know what I mean? When you're looking at the big battle and then the aftermath.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
I wonder how they're going to, like, what things they're going to put. Is he going to have any more Arlen flashbacks at any time? Stuff like that.
I think we are getting more Arlen flashbacks, because there's a couple we've seen in the trailers that I haven't seen yet.
To navigate this as carefully as possible, a certain reveal could come in the beginning of 6 instead of the end of 5.
I
think so too.
Really?
Yes.
I thought that. I reckon that's
be careful. Be very careful.
Yeah, I know. I think that they'll do that at the end of 5, and then everything else that then follows on. It
would be.
Could is between them. It depends on how they space things out.
Okay, the end of the thing could be good enough to end the episode, but if you really wanted to get people talking, the other thing would.
I think that would be the craziest thing that would have people talking. My question would then be, what is the last episode all about?
Yeah, what do we do?
And so that's why I wonder if they're gonna change some things or whatever.
Well, that's House of the Dragon. How in the fuck are they gonna end that?
Yeah, well,
I don't know how.
It's a little easier than that one.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. So Dunk just got a shield. Dunk is he's got his peeps.
Proper padded Gambison is wearing going to be under that chainmail. That was looking good.
There's the good shot of him. Come on, there's another one here. But yes. So Lionel Baratheon is going to help him. Obviously, I mean that was obvious from the beginning, but he's doing it for the fun of it, basically.
Dude, I'm sorry. I love the you have to thank Sir Stefan for getting it. He's like,
oh yeah,
who the fuck is Sir Stevron?
Yeah, no, that's important. It was Egg. Egg was the one who was gathering.
Obviously, that as a follow up. I just thought that was a really fucking funny line. Like, he doesn't even get the name right. Doesn't care. He's like, no, it's the kid. The kid brought me.
Yeah. And I also like his line where it's like, I want to bloody the white armor of the King's Guard just to get some fun in.
If anything, it's kind of getting funny now. It's like, I almost wish the show maybe were longer if we had an extra like 20 minutes per episode, because I would have loved more of the Laughing Storm.
Yeah, and my main criticisms of this episode specifically are, I think we need a little more time for Dunk feeling the anxiety and stuff. Which they obviously did show that, and you know how he feels about it. I just wish we got to sit with that a little more, so it truly felt really hopeless before Sir Stefan gives him false hope. And then I wish this portion specifically would have been a little bit longer with the knights who we are being introduced to, who will.
No, yeah, I kind of maybe I'm asking too much, but I almost wanted a scene per, if you know what I mean. Meanwhile, I was kind of borderline jump scared by this. I was like, oh shit, we got them all. Here they are. Okay, I thought, all right,
yeah, like it's already here. We're already here. That's how it felt to me. Yeah.
No. So we have our knights lined up that were mostly rounded up by Egg. And there's Sir Beesbury. I love that. Is like he's got this like it's so he's got his like honeycomb fucking armor, and his mustache is a little more yellow than anything else.
Sir Humphrey Beesbury.
Humphrey Beesbury, and then
two Humphreys.
Humphrey Harding too. And he's riding. He's going to come in with a broken leg, so he's just going to be on his horse, and he's obviously got plenty of reason to get back at Aerion Brightflame for killing his horse and breaking his leg.
Which again,
cheating.
If that got a scene's focus, I know again, asking too much, I just feel like it would have been a bit stronger. It's almost like the payoff's good. It's just to know that's the guy he fucked up in that other episode who lost like, a lot. And he's like, I'm coming back and I'm getting some revenge.
Yeah.
I can ride.
So you get Humphrey Harding, who is the one on the horse that got fucked. Humphrey Beesbury over there on the right. Well, in between Lionel and Sir Robin Reisling. And then Sir Robin Reisling, who we got that small random scene earlier with, to kind of set up him. So, yeah.
Well, one of the good things is in that little scene, you got to know enough that he's a religious zealot and a kind of a psychopath. And probably somebody would be pretty good fighting on your side. Plus, I like the chainmail. I think that looks rad. That looks good.
And the chainmail over his eye. You like that one?
Yeah.
You should put it the other way. The other eye's already fucked,
True.
His real eye needs protection.
But then they find out Sir Stefan flips.
The twat.
The fucking twat.
So the other ones come out, though. I do like the way that they set it up, right? Because he kind of walks out there. You see the Targaryens. So Maekar, Aerion, Daron are the Targaryens, and the 3 Knights Guard that they got brought with us and we got introduced slightly to. They're the ones right now that are standing on Aerion's side against Dunk. And as far as they know, they have 6 as well. They think they have 6.
Yeah, and it's like, what of your friends? We're about to get more. And it's like, not only you're not getting more, you're getting less.
And he says it so matter-of-factly. He's just like, yep, I fucked you over. But, I got a lordship out of it. Fuck my honor for a lordship. I know there's a lot of men, worse than me that have done, worse for less, basically.
Yeah, it was a good exchange as far as he's concerned, and he's done.
He's done.
It's like Shad said, like the logic of the fight probably won't even happen. This guy's just winning completely.
Because like if Dunk can't get anyone to fight for him, he's guilty, and very clever, slimy thing done.
So this is an interesting scene. That's pretty good, I think. Raymun Fossaway is like, knight me.
I love this when it happened in the book. It's great.
Yeah, right in the book, and it's awesome because you've got Raymun who's getting bullied kind of as the squire, wants to be a knight, but his cousin's always shitting on him, blah, blah, blah. And he sees his cousin do the most dishonorable thing you could possibly fucking imagine while being around Dunk, who's in this situation for standing up and doing the right thing for someone. And he immediately turns around and says, knight me, Sir Duncan, knight me, and I'll fight for you. Even though we just got him get his ass whipped by his cousin in training earlier.
Well, and the multi-layers is like, Duncan, of course, knight him, but whatever. But within his soul, he's like, "Can I though? I don't even. It's not. It doesn't mean as much coming from me. But it's the conflict is fantastic, and it's just always like, oh man,
yeah.
What does it mean to be a knight? It's like, well, you gotta have the right sword for the right person, the right time. It's like, well, no, it's about the actions, right? That's what makes you a knight. It's like what's important.
Yeah, and also, does he know how to knight somebody?
Does he know the words?
Yes.
Because of the quick flashback date where they showed Sir Ireland, right? It's speculation, but I wonder if Ireland actually did knight Dunk but didn't know the words, and that's the shrug that he had is like, yeah, United, there you go. and Dunk might actually be knighted, but he doesn't know the official words to do it, which is why he's hesitating.
I think it is very much open for interpretation.
Yes.
So
I like it that way.
To set it up, as Dunk is standing there, like not pulling his sword out, but like knowing he needs Raymun's help. Should I let him do this? Also, can I? I'm not a knight. We think, right? If he's not a knight, how does he feel about doing this? And Sir Lionel's like, hey, go find somebody else. I'll take care. I'll give Sir Raymun his knighthood. And so Lionel Baratheon starts doing, the warrior, I charge you to be brave, blah, 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 all the stuff.
It's pretty hype.
And it's really good.
It's a good scene. You get this like first person perspective from Raymun looking up as Lionel's knighting him. And as he's saying the words, it changes to Sir Arlen. However, we never do see a sword going up and down or anything in that frame when it's Sir Arlen. You just kind of see him, and then he gives his big goofy ass fucking smile.
Kind of just shrugs. I would like to think that was his knighting, but Arlen just didn't know the right words either. And he's like, best I can kind of do, son. I think it's the way I interpret it is that, like, would you have knighted me? And he's like, I don't know. Like, that's the way I think of it. Like, when he's looking to remember when he was being knighted, and it's the person who would have had to do it shrugging their shoulders. Because we saw when he said, Sir Lionel always said he would knight me, or Sir Arlen, sorry. Sir Arlen always said he would knight me when the time came. And then we get the flashback, and it's like, you'll make me a knight, right, sir? And he just spits on the ground.
He just
I think it's truly, like, very ambiguous intentionally.
And I think it should stay that way. Some things do not need to be answered.
Just as well, I consider it it's like a really positive relief for Lionel to be like, oh, I'll do the knight and you go on ahead. It's just like, oh, thank fuck. Because it's like, I want him knighted. He clearly deserves the knighthood, like, for what the actions he's about to take. And it's like, I just want it to be official and strong and clear. And it's like, okay, we're good.
And it was done because of the convenient timing. The horn blew.
The horn blew. Saved by the horn.
Of course. That's what I mean about the relief, because it's like this actual tension for a thing that doesn't really have any consequences necessarily. But I'm just sitting there like, geez, should you knight him? I don't know.
Oh, God, it's nice talking about stuff like this. Again, we're talking about a guy kneeling in the mud and getting knighted, or selling a horse is far more dramatic, engaging, has a soul, it has meaning, it's thoughtful than all this gobbledygook we fucking cover.
What do you mean, Gary? We can talk about Wonder Man if you want.
I completely forgot about that show. I forgot it existed. It only came out a week ago.
It came out inside A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's just like gone already.
4 hours of content.
But what you're saying, Gary, is absolutely right, though. Like the Marvels, the culmination of that film, she flies into a sun and resets a friggin' sun, and it's retarded. It's absolutely stupid.
Dumb.
You're watching like this is stupid, and it's this big, epic, monumental sun exploding moment, and it means nothing because it's stupid. And this show kicks that out of the water, elevates it so much beyond from a guy kneeling in mud. This show kicks the crap.
Yeah. I do these rewatches. I rewatch all the episodes, and the Sweetfoot scene like hits just as hard, dude. It does, especially when you're watching it. Like my dog, has got her face in my lap, and she's looking up at me. I'm like, oh my God, I could never sell you shit. Like, this is terrible. This is awful. But like,
sell your dog to get a loan to open up the comic store.
No, or probably in San Francisco, it'd probably be sold for a meal. But just keep an eye on your dogs and cats. That's all I'm saying. So here we are. He's still a dude short. So he needs to find himself a champion, and he needs to appeal to the crowd.
He even says we'll fight with 6. And Arian's like, no, it's not the way it works. If you can't find 7 people to defend you, and clearly the judges or the gods have deemed that you are guilty. You can't even find 7 people to defend you. So That's
I'm sure they're like, how the fuck did he even get 6?
Yeah, they're probably surprised at this point that they fully expected.
And then it's like, whoa, should you be? You guys suck. You shouldn't be surprised.
You guys suck so much. Your own family might just take a pause against you.
We go back to Baelor, fully expected Aegon to just drop his accusations.
Yeah,
didn't happen, got worse, and now it's gonna get worse for everybody. So he makes his appeal to the crowd, and I love this entire fucking scene.
Oh yeah,
it's gold. It is gold.
This has potent. A 10 out of 10 ending. So he's appealing to the crowd, just talking about Sir Arlen again, and we've slept in your halls. And one guy stands up, and the music starts swelling.
Yeah. Can I just jump on the
sure,
dialogue?
Sure.
So the chain of logic that Duncan lays out here is actually like
it's really good. It's like
good.
It does
Dunk
show like
is,
how smart he actually is.
Dunk is not an idiot. He's like, my knight, my master served you in all of your halls, right? And I'm not his blood, but he passed on those ideals to me. All right, I'm his successor, and so because my master was good and served you well, you can trust me that I don't. And he says, I didn't do anything wrong apart from what a knight was supposed to do. Okay. And so he's solid here. He's really solid and is not nearly as dumb as, he thinks he is.
This is a cool speech, given that the world that he exists in, a world that puts a lot of a huge amount into like bloodlines and descendants, and that is like a sort of, it's super foundational to how the world works, that he's appealing to transcendental values that were passed on to him. It's feels like it's kind of a stark contrast, this appeal to honor as being, potent and relevant, as opposed to like, who pretty much.
Well, there's a little bit of like the whole room is on fire, and he's like, is no one actually going to do anything about this? And everyone's just letting it happen, because it's like, well, I'm not going to be the one who stands up and helps him. Somebody else can.
Yeah, and I think the lines are right out of the book. Sir Arlen, like, he's a good man. He taught me how to be a knight, not only sword and lance, but honor. A knight defends the innocent. That's all I did. Defend the innocent.
Yep.
And like, it does all come back to the theme of what does it mean to be, in this case, a knight, but really, what does it mean to be a good person?
To even get I would say even what it means to be a man. This is a proper, masculine, heroic story that a man protects the innocent, damsel in distress. These are the classic stories that young men need to understand what it means to be a man. That's what I love about traditional heroism like this.
And we don't see it that much. That's why it's like a cool drink of water in the middle of the fucking desert. See something like this.
I'd say like a big appeal for me, particularly the longer that the show goes on, is that I think that what is here is pretty unique in the sense that doing a story about, there are plenty of stories that'll be, like be good is essentially the message, but there are plenty of stories where that is presented in a world that is, in some sense, aids that or is in favor of that and makes it relatively easy for that to be the case. Whereas here you've got something that feels very unique and very exciting to me, which is it is a story with a really I suppose you could say like classic message about being good and aspiring to have nobility and honor, but it's in a world that makes that really difficult. It's in a world where making those choices consistently is proving to be incredibly difficult. And the fact that we've already, ramped up to this point, right, after 4 episodes with these challenges, it's really exciting. I'm very excited to see the challenges that he'll have to overcome, going forward in these next couple of episodes, and then, in the seasons afterward.
Yeah, like so many systems and customs in place that are already, like, your fate is set based on whatever actions you take. Everyone knows how this works, sort of thing. But he's upset everything here with like we can all see what this is. Why is no one doing anything? And it's like because that's not what people do in this world. Okay,
it's not, but it's still, I mean, a little bit of the underlying thing is this is all done publicly. The small folk is with them. They're not going to do anything about it because they're still afraid of the Targaryens. But this is a giant shit show for the Targaryens. They came to this backwater town and they were forced to go to this tournament where they just thought they were going to kind of go through the motions and do their thing and leave. And it's turned into a fucking scandal, you know, and the word will get around, and this just erodes the Targaryens' power even more as time goes on, breeds a lot of rebellion, couple Black Fire rebellions.
I don't know, man. This show might have arrived right on time. With if they can nail the landing as well, just some themes in here that are nice and inspiring for what could be a time that needs it. Like I said,
yeah, I agree completely.
And as he looks out in the crowd, there's just nobody even thinking about it. Everybody not even want to look him in the eye. As everybody looks on, and then one person stands up. It was a
Brute of Bracken.
The Brute of Bracken. Is that Ortho? Is it Ortho Blackwood or Ortho Bracken who is actually at this? I forget which one, but
he feels like a Bracken would do this before a Blackwood.
He stands up, looks like he's going to do something, and then he farts.
Yeah,
the music fucking chasing him up until that point as well.
Yeah, they were getting that. Oh my gosh, inspiring music. He's almost going to do it. He's got somebody. Yeah.
I'll be honest. There was a split second in my head of like, wait, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And listen, the Blackwoods and the Brackens civil war is my favorite, like little side story in all the lore. They fucking hate each other, and they've always been going. And I'm staunch for House Blackwood all the way. But yeah, they don't even know what they're fighting for over anymore. They think they do, but it's been hundreds and hundreds of years, and they used to be kings, and it's such a. We saw a little bit of it in House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
I think that's what the God, I forget what the fucking title of that the fifth untitled or the fifth Dunk and Egg novel.
Yeah,
which might actually be released first, but it's not the She-Wolves of Winterfell, it's the other one. It's supposed to be in the Riverlands. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Like that would seem like the perfect Dunk and Egg story for Dunk to just happen to get involved in this random comeuppance of this feud between the Blackwoods and the Brackens. That would be a perfect little Dunk and Egg story.
Yeah, I can't see him.
Village Hero. Yes, the Village Hero. Thank you.
Village Hero. That's it. God
yeah.
damn it. So yeah, he rips one. Everybody starts laughing at Dunk. And he's feeling like he's losing the crowd, but he goes on. He keeps going on. He's all, fuck that.
Well, he calls them out because it's like, you know, the nobility have shown they don't give a crap about this guy. There's nothing to them. He makes this appeal. He basically metaphorically farts in their face. And so then he just slams it right back in them. It's like, you know, has honor abandoned the noble houses of Westeros?
Yeah.
No true knights among you.
So he's like, I will not believe it or something.
What was that? Sorry.
He said something like, I will not believe it.
Yeah.
And this moment right here, the "Are there no true knights among you?" is one that book readers have been waiting the entire season to hear.
Yep.
And I think it's a massive payoff. I think it's
fun. Dude, it's delivered.
I love this line. It's great.
Perfectly.
There's so many good things about it because Dunk has already been showing that he's not as dumb as he thinks, and he can be strong and assertive. This is where Dunk is showing that he can lead. He can inspire. Yep. He is sticking it to them, and he believes in honor and nobility, and he'll stand up for that. And it's like, that's the thing that will inspire people. Yeah.
You see a little bit of future Dunk here.
Well, just the acting. This is a little different than anything he's done before, and he nailed it. So good job.
And there's still no responses, and you think it's over. And then you hear like a gate rise or something, and you look, and it's a dark knight coming to his aid. Who is it?
Funny. Like I said, when I was first hearing this, I was just like, is it going to be some mystery dude that I should have paid attention to at some point? Like, you know, someone from maybe even a different book. I was going to be like, who's this going to be? And I was like, oh, fuck. Of course.
I know. You're like, duh. I mean, no, I felt the same way. And like, well, also, when the gate opens, you start hearing the Game of Thrones theme.
Yes.
Right? And
they really held off with that one, huh?
They did, and they brought it in at the perfect moment, and it fucking hits, dude. I was like, God damn, that was good.
It was so well done, especially because we had the discussions about, you know, like, what did they mean by the Game of Thrones into the diarrhea scene in the first episode? And obviously they bring it back here with, no, this is a serious thing. Like, this music still matters. And look, fucking Gary, you just said what a shit show this is for the Targaryens. It just became even more of one when you have the hand of the king, heir to the Iron Throne, Baelor Targaryen, take the side of someone who his kin are accusing. It is a huge thing and could cause massive problems to publicly take this stance against your kin in this way. And you have to feel like a lot of what Dunk said really got to him about standing up for the innocent and be like what it means to be a knight. And Baelor realized that as much as he even tried to help Dunk and help him along the way and maybe give him this chance, like, if you're not going to use your honor for something like this, then what good is it to have it anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
And, I mean, it's an amazing moment.
This cements Baelor is a legend. What a champion! And like you got hints into like, yes, you're the perfect ideal of chivalry, comments, everything like that. This actually just cements it. Like, this guy is the real deal, and he is an absolute legend.
We were talking about earlier, right? Like his efforts because of his role, his rank versus like the values he has, trying to navigate the situation, get the best outcome. But he's been forced. Like, there's nothing left now. You either defend the righteous or you don't. So he's chosen.
Makar's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? This man attacked my son, blah blah blah. And he's like, I take Sir Duncan's side. He was protecting the innocent, as all true knights must.
Yep.
And that's what Baelor is doing right now. He is protecting the innocent. He is fighting for someone he knows to be innocent in Dunk.
And we'll let the gods decide. And as you said, the shit show gets worse. This is the hand of the fucking king is in a battle of 7, and these things are no joke.
Yeah. Lances of war. This is like deadly as brother against brother. What a setup, man.
We I don't know if we should save it for next episode, but just the somewhat technicality of why it's such a good fucking move to have him on the team, considering the opposition. Or should we save that for next episode? Because they'll probably say
I think we can break all that down next episode. But yeah, I mean, you got a lot of conflicts on the field. You have Targaryens fighting Targaryens. You have Knights, Kingsguard on one side with a Targaryen on the, like, there are a lot of things to think about how this thing's going to play out.
There's a lot of things that will prevent things. So strategically, good move.
I think, they're letting this sit as just a huge, powerful character moment. Next episode, before the battle starts, they'll probably go over like strategy and stuff, and then it'll just be really fucking cool to talk about it.
Which gives more opportunity to maybe get that line that we want and other lines.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
But man, I'm so excited for the next episode now. It's like,
but dude, his armor, that helm he has, Shad, it almost looks straight out of the fucking book, out of the comic. Yeah, it's
got the fluting and everything. It's gorgeous. That's what I said. Like, so there was cheap armor that they showed before, but for the main characters, they're stepping it up. Like, this is well done, you know.
Also,
and there are things to nitpick, the small things, but overall, very happy about their direction's gone.
I did see the Az has seen the 4 episodes now, right, Gary?
Yes, he has.
And he had the exact reaction we assumed he would.
Yeah,
awesome.
he tried to lead it in like, yeah, I've seen it, and I've been burned by Game of Thrones, and it was awesome. So we knew it.
We knew it. It's just like he'll never be able to live Mobland down. We'll use that every time now.
Every time.
Oh my God. And then this is like one of the benefits of, as frustrating as it is to only be able to watch 30 minutes of this show every week. The idea that we get to end episode 4 like this, with that inspirational moment, with this tease, and you're about to head right into it, and it gives you a week of anticipation, and that's the benefit of doing it this way. It's the right way to do it. And I know it's frustrating in the moments in those weeks, but I really do think you get a lot from that. You get a lot from able to sit with an episode like this in a moment like that for a week. So you get
it's
to
like
see
we said,
resolution.
if the quality is maintained by the time episode 6 hits, we'll be like, everyone just watch it through. It's a great story, start, finish. It's good stuff. But even by 4, it's like you'll be fine. You'll be into it fully, and you'll be really anticipating the next episode. Like, you're all good now. Whereas if you know, go back to the first stream for episode 1, it was the main thing was just like, yeah, they're doing fine. Thumbs up.
Yep.
Everything's going fine. But now the passion is fully kicked in. It was just like, oh, I can't wait for these characters to do these things, you know?
And it's hit we talked about it just about an hour ago, Ryan. It's hit the cultural zeitgeist with this episode. So you've seen the momentum building. People were talking about it when the first one came out, but by now, like, Jesus Christ, last Sunday I put up a tweet just saying like, hey, it's fucking great. It's probably best binge, but I still think the weekly thing will build momentum. That stupid tweet got 1 million impressions, right? And like, there's interest. There's interest. Sure, half of it's from India, but it's still but like that's why you do it weekly, and you suffer the pain of a 28-minute episode with 5 minutes of credits, because now
you suffer the pain of the way we consume television for 70 fucking years.
I know exactly. Except there's no commercials, at least. And listen, they're proud of the fact, like, hey, we're gonna make this annually. This 6 episode a season TV show, with half-hour episodes. We can do it once a year. It's like, oh, great.
That's the thing. The response isn't like, woohoo. It's more of a, you hold up a gun. You're like, you fucking better. I'm serious.
I need to point out, like Dunk's armor is wearing here. Like, this is 1 for 1.
Here, let's focus in on that.
Let's look at it. See,
yeah. Oh wow, yeah.
Look at that.
That looks really similar.
1 for 1.
Look at that beautiful art.
But look at Lionel Baratheon in that second one. Look at what a fucking daddy is, though.
Yeah.
I'm saying Lionel needs to be a little bigger.
That's got to be cool to see.
That is awesome. Like,
show,
such a faithful adaptation, man. And so, yeah, Dunk looks absolutely perfect. And that chainmail, like, if you go back to the screen, right, like, it might be aluminium, but it's metal. The way that it's sagging and it's holding like this round shape and is not bunching up, that's looking very legit. And I would say it's at least aluminium. It might be real thing, but if it's a real thing, it's damn heavy and it's tiring.
And you can just see, looking at him, what a difference it is between so many other people that are fighting in this tournament. And like, up next to the Targaryens, such intricate armor and their sigils and everything. And this is Dunk. He's a humble hedge knight.
He is. He is more of a knight than any of them could ever hope to be.
Except Baelor.
I mean,
yeah, except for Baelor. Yeah, he's a Chad.
Yeah, and again, that was Mike S. Miller art.
Yes,
you saw there.
I do wish, like, obviously, everyone's just going to see the Targaryen sigil, and that's really all you need. I do wish we'd got all the different sigils for people, because like Aegon has his own twist on the sigil.
Yep.
Maekar has his own twist in the sigil. It actually has like 4 dragons because he's the 4th son.
Yep.
And shit. So they're cool. I do like the armor. I don't know, fucking the neck things on the wrong side or whatever, Shad, like you guys like to complain about. I think it looks awesome.
I'm not as hung up on that as Metatron, but I appreciate Metatron bringing it up. I'm like, because they've done so well in so many other departments, and it's such a big improvement. So yeah, I'm happy.
Somebody pointed, I didn't really notice them, so I went back when I watched it again. The spikes coming out of the top of the Kingsguard's helmets are, they're not the greatest choice in the world. Just aesthetically, looks kind of dorky. But other than that, the armor's fucking perfect, man. Oh god, that one painting of Dunk, I don't want to spoil it, versus a Baratheon. You know what I'm talking about, Shad or Ryan? There's a
painting.
It's in the calendar. It's from the art of A Song of Ice and Fire, and it's in the calendar, and it's Dunk in his Kingsguard armor going up against a Baratheon. I'll find it.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
That's the best looking Kingsguard.
Random lore videos or something. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You have. You 100% have. I'll find it.
Yeah, like just like look at Arion's armor. Like he kind of looks like a dragon. His fucking horse has dragon armor on it. He did get a replacement horse for the one he had to give up to Sir Humphrey Harding, who is riding that into the battle against him, which is pretty cool.
It's fucking bad. Riding into battle with a broken leg. What if fucking boss?
What a legend.
Man. Yeah.
that would friggin' hurt like a bastard.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm gonna be on my horse and fight anyways. Like, all right, dude.
He just downs a bunch of milk of the poppy. Is high as shit.
Yeah,
Can't even like hold his plan straight.
Oh, did you hear that George opened a bar in Santa Fe called Milk of the Poppy?
I did. You know how I knew? That Hollywood Reporter article where he acted like a little bitch.
Yeah. Jesus. Oh, yeah. I've got too much to do. I'm gonna open a bar now with my theater and my choo-choo train and Meow Wolf. And admittedly, Meow Wolf in Santa Fe is fucking awesome. But yeah,
I know you love it.
I do, but I mean, listen, I've dropped acid and it felt like walking through an acid trip. That's, if you haven't, you probably will go, this is stupid. So yeah, it ends with the Game of Thrones theme swelling up, and it just perfect ending. And everybody, like, obviously the episode came out today because of the Super Bowl, and that's what I saw everybody talking about this morning, at least on my timeline, right? So it wasn't filled with stupid shit, and it was nice to see like that much enthusiasm for the show, and God, I miss it. So it'll be back next Sunday. We got to wait over a week now. Over a week, but
yeah, that moment of Baelor coming out and the reaction and his line delivery and the music, it's a fucking phenomenal ending, and very rewarding for book readers. And this next episode's gonna be
big.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
I'm genuinely look. There's so many things to be excited for. The story, the plot, and everything. I do want to see how they go with this nightly combat. Like they're showing that.
Because I don't think we've seen enough of it. That's one of the criticisms I have of the show is considering it's all about a tournament and all about jousting and how much is described in the book. We've seen very little of it comparatively. There's still some cool shit in episode. Was it 2 or
I think 2?
Episode 2 when they did the opening, the 7-on-7, which is a little bit foreshadowing for what we see here. I like all that stuff. It was cool, but yeah, I don't know. We saw the Humphreys battling, and then we saw Lord Ashford's son or whatever, Lord Ashford's brother, whoever it is, take out one person. Oh, okay, I have seen this. Yeah, I have seen this shit. Look at that fucking Baratheon helm.
Dude,
that looks good, doesn't
looks
it?
fucking good.
That's really good.
Yeah, I love that Kingsguard helmet. I love everything about that.
And it's white.
You know who that is? What Baratheon it is? It's Lionel.
Lionel?
Yep.
Some other shit goes down.
Yep. Other things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Other things happen. Way in the future. So let's get to the people. I'm bummed that we have to wait a couple extra days because I could watch this thing tomorrow. But we got 2 more weeks left. It went so fast, guys. I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
But at least we're getting Mobland season 2 later, and The Gentleman. And Ash should never live that down. We were telling him for what, 7 weeks to watch Mobland.
And they did, and they loved it. And then we talked about the last 2, I think.
The last 2.
Just like we had to be spoiler free. We eventually just gave up. We're like, I guess we'll talk about it. Yeah.
So I just made it homework for FNT to force everybody to watch it because I knew they'd like it anyway. So
Listen,
I'm like,
it's a tried and tested saying, right? But better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all.
Yes.
If this goes to shit, I'll enjoy the memories of when it was good.
Yep. As we know, you've been hurt before, and so have we. It doesn't stop me from watching a damn TV show. The fart joke made this episode 3 out of 10. I don't think it. Jake of all, you're Jake of all butts. You should like fart jokes. Thank you for the 20 Danish krona. Bring back Jane Thury. We miss the best diversity hire. Jane, are you out there? You're more than welcome if you want to talk about this. Jane is more than welcome. She retired from YouTube. I know she shows up in the chat once in a while. We love Jane Thury. She's awesome.
I haven't seen her in a while, but yeah, I'm sure she's still out there watching.
I saw her pop up in Sporking's stream or somebody's stream about a Song of Ice and Fire, I think. But I think she Yeah, she pops up once in a while, says hi. She loves this shit. I promise you, she loves this show. Glad no chat today from 12-year-old Egg about a lame girl licking fingers up a guy's end. Says Mark Lucet.
Sticking, but
Sticking. Sorry, yeah, sticking, licking.
Her name is Hope, sir.
Yeah, Egg was really deep with the analogies like about that song.
So
supposed to just being some crude song that men sing when they're drunk. It had to have some deeper meaning. Yeah.
An analogy, if you will.
I like that one, Mueller. You earned your rim shot.
Only the top tier jokes on this stream.
Yeah.
Are you Baelor fucking Targaryen?
Get the fuck out of the way.
The show's been so funny.
Yep. Oh, that little song he sang in the tree. I thought that was I like that.
I did too.
Yeah.
I was ready to take up arms after Stefan Fossaway's talk with Duncan, equally crushed when he joined Aegon. But when Baelor rode through those gates to join Dunk, I was like, let's fucking go. I think we all were. Damn it. It's so rare. Remember when we like it like 4 or 5 shows a year?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So long ago. This episode was great. I really like the armor of the asshole Fossaway. It was good armor. It looked pretty cool. The fart was not needed though, says Pope God. Well, it's fucking Brackens, man.
But the amount of like we're judging crudeness in Game of Thrones shows.
Yeah, I know.
Over the past couple weeks has been wild to me. Yeah,
it's a really fucking gross universe in a lot of ways. And this is not unusual for it, but it is interesting to see people who are simultaneously like, I loved it, thought it was hilarious, and then other people be like, this was gross. Please don't put that in the show.
Remember when Littlefinger instructed one of his whores to finger another one's asshole?
Yep, I remember season 1.
Yeah.
So when Joffrey made whores fuck themselves with that massive fucking thing.
Oh god.
Remember when rape like. Remember seeing Dany just getting brutally fucking raped from behind on her first night of marriage? Remember Ramsay, like, yeah,
with the sausage
and also raping.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that Sansa scene. People got pissed.
Oh yeah,
people.
That's like the most controversial thing that ever happened in that show. I think, if you went by audience reaction.
Yeah,
I mean. I get what you guys are saying, right?
The book's even kind of more fucked up.
Yeah,
I understand the other side of the thing because the novel and the graphic novel are actually family friendly. Like this was a more accessible story that I would have liked even my sons to have been able to watch because it's got such a positive message about nobility, heroism, classic heroism, and stuff. And I am annoyed by the explicit things that are thrown in, which makes it not.
You mean the giant
dong?
Yeah. that makes it not family friendly. The fart jokes,
exactly. The fart jokes. I'm not bothered about that. But yeah, that annoys me a bit because this could have been a good, accessible, positive story about what it means to be a man. It's locked off.
But you still have like guys' eyeballs hanging out after.
Yeah, I mean they're making an adult show. It is an adult show. Yeah. They're gonna have more violence on the way.
Yes.
Maybe.
Pens fan for life.
It'd be like the end of that last Twilight movie, Gary.
Oh God.
You've seen the last one?
I slept through it. My wife wanted to see it. I got a nap. It's all good. It's a win-win situation. Pens fan for life is gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships for $50. Thank you. And watch parties for Starfleet Academy because they're fun. G Cools for $5 says, question for the panel: what major or minor house do you think you would belong to in Westeros?
Gryffindor.
I don't know. I'm kind of an OG. House Velaryon. At least in House of the Dragon, I'm black,
House Velaryon.
You gotta belong.
I think I'd be a fucking bastard.
That's what I think. I'd be a bastard from the Riverlands.
Riverlands. So you'd be Ryan Rivers.
Ryan Rivers.
Yeah.
Hopefully my mom wasn't Joan.
Shad.
I mean, I would want to be a part of the most noble house, but I'm not as exposed to the Game of Thrones lore to know that. I mean, the Starks are pretty honorable, it seems like, by tradition, and so they might be the ones. But I I prefer the cold over the heat, so maybe I could deal with the cold up north. So,
Well, I think the question is more like, which house do you think you would belong to, not the one you want to belong to?
Well, I end up belonging to? Gosh, I don't know. Maybe
What's the most pious? What's the most pious house?
I was thinking Hightowers.
Ooh, well, Hightowers are kind of weird, especially in the current, like, we know so little about what the Hightowers are actually up to in the Song of Ice and Fire series, as opposed to like the stuff we get in the back. But I don't know. I would die quickly. I wouldn't live for very long in the Game of Thrones universe. Not even worth fucking thinking about.
Yeah. House Blackwood. Although
I think Brackens are cooler than Blackwoods.
No, Brackens are assholes. Fuck them.
I know. That's why I said it.
Is it safe to say, hey, our hilts hurt? What's up, guys? For 199 says, is it safe to say now we're so back? Best ep. Yeah, I mean, let the series finish, but I can't see unless there's a catastrophic failure.
Well,
it looks like they're going to.
This is essentially its own thing. It's not going to do anything to rehabilitate Game of Thrones or anything.
Yep.
You know, I can't really do that. But I mean, I would say that so far the writing has demonstrated that there's a floor for how low it can get, and that floor is pretty high. So I'm not too worried about these next 2 episodes.
Nope.
Yeah, I think
looking forward to them.
In terms of, are we back? Like, hey, we got good Game of Thrones shit to talk about. Yeah. The thing is, as good as this show is, I don't know if it's going to be even capable of drawing the audience that like House of the Dragon does, let alone what we saw in Game of Thrones. You know,
the season. Yeah, the season isn't as long. The episodes are shorter, and so it won't be able to pull in as huge.
But I think when it's
big battle we've been waiting for is like one fight. Like,
yeah,
you know, so.
But it's story and character driven. That's what the books are.
If it maintains the quality, I could see by season 3 this having a pretty big fan base, you know, showing up to it. But they got to maintain it.
Yep, they do. But I think this one will be watched a lot when it's done. I think there's a whole other crowd that's going to wait until it's done, and they'll catch on to it too. And that's why you release weekly, because it keeps it in the zeitgeist longer. So instead of a couple of weeks max, it'll be a couple of months. And that makes all the difference in the world. And it'll probably, you know, do very well on HBO Max over the rest of the year. That would be my guess. It's also about fucking time we get a proper Game of Thrones theme placed in perfectly. And listen, after this episode, first thing I did after I said goodbye to Mahler was search to see if an OST is going to be available for this, and not just one on fucking digital. I want a CD. I want vinyl. I think the music is great. 5 of you need 7. Knight the chat. Hail. We didn't think about that. We really should. Maybe by the finale. Chat, you have been knighted and deputized. Pens fan for life has become a YouTube member. Welcome and thank you. Drew Breeze. Don't bring him up. I'm a Charger fan. That one stings. It still stings. Could Dunk kill a mad Aegon V because he is hurting innocents to bring back dragons? He and Jaime, ironically, are both Kingslayers, but viewed differently. Just a thought. Well, do we know he's a Kingslayer? Sure.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of speculation that Dunk had anything to do with that. I think that most people view that Dunk acted heroically and saved some of the Targaryen family like during that time, but it's very unknown all the ways that everything ended. Dunk does some visions of his own, in fact.
But it's a possibility. It is a possibility. Brian Townsend for 20 says, I don't know if this is a spoiler question, but are these Targs the descendants of the Greens from House of the Dragon, and the Blackfires are the descendants of the Blacks? They are the Blacks, Ryan. They were led by a man named Daemon Blackfire, which I think is very subtle.
So when you think about who becomes, here's the problem: is we would have to get into House of the Dragon spoilers to specifically discuss.
It's funny how that works, isn't it?
Yeah. To specifically discuss which lines these people are from, but that's not why. So the Blackfires are called that because of the sword Blackfire,
yes.
And so the king, the last King Aegon we've had, King Aegon IV, King Aegon the Unworthy. That's what they call him, right, Gary?
Yep.
He had a shit ton of bastards, a fuck ton of bastards. He was a terrible king, fat piece of shit, kind of like George R. R. Martin, lazy. And right before he died, he basically legitimized all his fucking bastards, including one named Daemon. And like, you know, gave the Blackfire sword away to like this son that was very impressed. All this stuff that went down. And so that's the Blackfires had their name because of the sword, but because Daemon was actually because he was actually legitimized, they have a claim to the throne. And there's a big fight that spans decades because of it.
Mm-hmm. Programming in everything. Baelor's audio, "I will stand" at the end felt fake. Did it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I will stand.
I don't recall. I don't recall. Maybe I'm misunderstanding that, which wouldn't be the first time. Sorry about that.
Like you think it was ADR or something? Is that what you mean by fake? Or you think he's going to stab him in the back at the beginning of the next episode?
Maybe. We don't know unless you read the book. Carvo the Crow for $1.99. Baelor the last. Baelor the Based. Let's fucking go. Baelor's awesome. Baelor is awesome. Great hand of the king. Long-time listener, first-time chatter. Oh, welcome. End of the episode gave me chills, not as nostalgia for Game of Thrones, but for the novelty of Dunk and Egg. This is something truly special. Good job, George plus company. Good job. Yeah, George, just get along with the fucking showrunner. Don't have a fucking falling out and let him cook. It's so crazy that George, like, it's gotten so bad with him and Ryan Condal that George has to give his notes to HBO. That's insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
What I don't think I understand about that, I know it would be fucking annoying if someone was adapting your work and they, from your point of view, they'd screwed a whole bunch of things up or ignored you or whatever. But to just borderline relinquish control in the sense of like publicly shaming, wouldn't you want to do everything you can to maintain your influence to get in and, you know, continue to try and like appeal instead of just whining and being like, well, you're a piece of shit, fuck you, we've got abysmal relationships. It's like, bro,
at this point,
it's going to get better if you do that. You know what I mean?
For one, it's fire and fucking blood. It's not a Song of Ice and Fire. And the Dance of the Dragons is a story that George has changed himself over the telling. I just think that, like, you just, I don't know, swallow your pride on this one and go, just, you know, I'm going to go finish Winds of Winter, and you do House of the Dragon. It's not the end of the world. I know, like, he made it sound like he's bitching about dragons, but Nettles has to piss him off. Like the leaving out Nettles is kind of a big
there's
deal.
A whole bunch of things. It's just the, you know, did he get told by Ryan that like he can't do anything about these issues? As in, like, there's going to be reasons for production or studio, whatever have you. I swear, like, if he's mad at him for stuff like that, that'd be lame as fuck. If it was like an actual creative difference and, you know, Ryan Condal's just wrong, then that's much more fair.
Yeah, maybe there's more to it than, you know, Miguel Sapochnik trying to force his wife to be a producer on this show. I mean, that sounds really fucking annoying to me. Like, he's like, make my wife a producer or I'll leave. And it's like, Jesus Christ, really, dude. Mm-hmm. But I'm with Ryan on this one. I think George is the problem. He's the commonality. in this, and he probably did provide lengthy notes, wasting his time writing them instead of the Winds of Winter. And they probably came in late when they couldn't do anything about it, when production was already going, time schedules were already out there and they already had the crews working.
It's going to be nuts if they actually temporarily somewhat wrap, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms with 3 seasons, House of the Dragon's done, and there's no new books, like at all.
Oh,
that could happen.
I think it's likely.
That will happen.
And the Duncan Egg ones are short stories. He should be able to finish at least one by the end, you'd think.
You would think
one for 17 years.
For 17 years, as Ryan brought up earlier. I forgot that he had been working on that since the She-Wolves of Winterfell, which probably won't even be the next one.
I think that one comes later. One,
yeah.
Because, like, if you think about where they're going, they would go through the Riverlands to get to the north. So I think that the Village Hero or whatever is 4th. I think.
Hey, Ryan
knows. Fat man. You ain't gonna do shit.
Ryan, could you read this one? I'll be back in 2.
In your opinion, who has the coolest armor set in the Song of Ice and Fire books? I think it's Fleming Brax. The unicorn helm with the purple is dope. That is pretty unique. In terms of like standard armor, well, one, I think Rhaegar's armor with the fucking rubies, and when you see it like depicted in a couple, that's probably pretty badass. So is Robert Baratheon's armor, actually.
Yeah.
Renly's armor, at least like the way Renly's armor is described in the books, is actually pretty fucking awesome. I don't know.
If I was going off of what they've shown in the live action productions, nearly nothing from the Game of Thrones ones, because the armor is pretty fantasy crap in that. They step it up a lot in House of the Dragon, but the armor I think is even better in Duncan Egg. And out of the armor we saw in Duncan Egg so far, I like Lionel Baratheon's armor a lot. That was pretty cool. And also Baelor's.
Baelor's was good. What's of the modern fantasy series that we've gotten in the last few years, what's the worst you have seen?
Out of all fantasy series, generally?
Like
I know the answer. I know the answer. There is one that is above everything else. Witcher Season 1 penis armor. That is
the penis armor.
Yes. Fantasy armor ever made. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe they unironically made penis armor where their helmet was like a foreskin and their armor was made to look like veins.
A ball sack.
I could have
looked like a ball sack to me.
Yeah.
That's unironically what they were trying to do. It wasn't like, we screwed up. It's like, no, let's make something retarded. It's just.
But if you mean like just coolest in terms of what would you like to have as opposed to coolest looking, whatever fucking Euron's rocking, probably the coolest armor.
The Valyrian steel armor.
Oh,
that would have been great to see.
She did randomly get in House of the Dragon. She made an appearance.
Yeah, it did.
And that set didn't, but a Valyrian set of armor, which we'd never heard of before, randomly.
Yeah. Well, you think maybe there was one and it got lost, and it wasn't talked about because George loves his unreliable narrators or whatever. But God, what a tragedy not getting a proper Euron. Oh, dude, he's more evil than the fucking Night King. like objectively, yes. The book Euron. Agree with Chato. It's a banger. Yeah, Paul loves it.
I mean, does anyone hate it? And if so, where can we find them?
There's people who refuse to watch it.
I think there's people that think it's boring. I think there's a lot of people that have said it's boring. And I think they're walking and expecting fucking dragons and shit, and like, or at least more battles, I don't find it boring at all, but that's one of the bigger criticisms I've seen. And nothing really happens. It's boring.
Well, the funny thing is there's a bunch of shows out there where there's a bunch of fucking colors and shit and explosions flying across and lens flares flying across the screen. And that is the most boring shit out there, without a doubt. Ryan's yawn emphasizes that.
That's right.
I saw someone say the planned time skip screwed George R.R. Martin's plan. Before that, he released 1, 2, and 3 within like 5 years. That screwed him. Then the show's reception messed up his garden plan. Your thoughts? Yeah, they were supposed to do a 5-year time jump in A Song of Ice and Fire. And if you think about it, that probably would have worked, but he decided against it because of the age of too many characters, because he added too many fucking characters.
Yeah.
Now I would still argue you leave out Dorne completely, and that solves a lot of your fucking problems. I know some people like the Dorne storyline. You could cut that shit out tomorrow.
You can have some semblance of it still, but there's a lot going on in Dorne.
Like, I'm blanking on the name now. The Sphinx in Old Town. Like that, you can keep the Sphinx. I'm fine with that. That's an interesting story. But the rest of the Sand Snakes, I hope fucking Darkstar kills them all.
I don't even mind the idea of sending him there to marry Daenerys, like, and that idea and that, like, that promise. You know what I mean? I like that aspect of it. I don't like some of the other stuff with Micella, and I do think Darkstar's really funny. Like, I think Darkstar's a funny character.
He is,
but yeah, I don't know how necessary it is.
But dude, the whole promise to marry, it was a Shaggy Dog story. It went fucking nowhere, and it was supposed to be, you know, the prince who the frog and the princess and the frog, right? And a twist on that fairy tale, and then he just fails. It's like, okay, well, a lot of, you know what, you've kind of done that a lot in A Song of Ice and Fire, George. You've subverted a lot of tropes. Now why don't you finish something?
Well, and somebody says the Dorne stuff after Oberyn dies is such a waste of time in the show.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're talking about the book. And like,
the show's worse.
The show is worse. But yeah, it's also like happens very quickly as well.
They had such a good actor for Oberyn as well. And
what's his name?
Sorry, no, I'm fucking why am I mixing up the name? What's the name of the actor? I'm not going to remember his actor. You know what I'm talking about. It's just in time, because I remember at the end of season 4, I was pissed, right, because of the Tysha and Stoneheart stuff, but I was still like, well, 5's got hope, because I really like the Sand Snakes in the book, or at least I like the potential of them. Holy shit. They're like one of the worst things in the show. Do you remember when they had like a few scenes? The internet was just like, "What the hell is this? Like, what have you done?"
The sequence and yeah,
Jesus Christ! Oh, it was so bad. Wasn't one of them couldn't act?
One?
Well,
I forget who they all were.
No, yeah, because I'm starting to think like, wait, was one of them? Were any of them like people we know? I'm trying to remember.
Colleen Wing. From Iron Fist, and then she was in, what is she in, like fucking what Star Wars?
Oh shit, she was
in Force Awakens. Yeah, she played X-Ray Girl pilot in Force Awakens.
Oh my God, yeah, you're right. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't recognize the other two.
Yeah, so we're gonna avenge Oberyn Martell by killing his brother.
Yeah, that's what
makes no fucking sense.
Well, and man, this is stretching my memories. His god. Hotara. Is it Arya Hotara?
Yeah. Arya Hotara.
What a joke. What a fucking joke, man.
Yeah.
God, yeah, compared to the book. It's yeah.
This is what I mean. Because some people are like, yeah, season 8's where it went on. And then some people are like, actually, season 7 was where the show started. It's like, no, you gotta go further back than 7 or even 6. Or I still pinpoint it's the finale for season 4. That's where the show falls off.
Yeah, because 5 is like not horrible. It's got some good episodes.
5 has cracks. 5 has like a lot of. I've always viewed 5 has a lot of cracks. 6 is like half awesome moments and half terrible shit.
Yeah,
like 6 is very half and half, but it does end like that last scene, Winds of Winter in season 6 is pretty fucking big. You know what I mean? And if the show ended there, it wouldn't have been the worst thing, probably.
The heartbeat was going on. They kept fucking things up, but like the idea that this was going to have a grand ending kept everyone going. It was like, no, it's going to be worth it. It's going to to be worth it.
Yeah,
they wouldn't. Night happened, and everyone was just like, "Oh God!"
But season 7 is the same as season 8. It's just as bad. That's when the Westeros Express shows up and just everything is contrived and mushed together and things that make no fucking sense start to happen. And we got some good spectacle. And that's what kind of, but people still had the faith, including me, like, oh, they wouldn't fuck up the ending.
I remember there was somewhat hype, right, for going beyond the wall. It was episode 7 of season 7.
Yeah,
I think. And it was like, holy shit. And not to, I mean, I just think it's a funny memory, but that one got leaked pretty early, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was like this list of characters that all traveled north, and we like heard that leak. And we're like,
what?
Yeah.
Why would they be together on this?
Yep.
And then do you remember the reason the zombies attack is because the Hound tosses a fucking rock or whatever, and they realize it's solid? I was like, what do you mean? Like, what is happening?
And it would take the Night King to realize it was solid.
Like, what the fuck?
For one. And then Renly Baratheon, not Renly. God damn it. Why am I
Stannis?
No. Bastard.
The bastard,
Gendry runs back to the fucking wall, sends a fucking raven that goes all the way down to the fucking Dragonstone, which is like sending a raven across South America from north to south, and it just happens in a few hours.
Even if he teleported back there to send it, you're talking about a week probably.
Yeah,
like between how long the raven would take to get there and then Dany flying up, which wouldn't take as long. The airspeed of dragons in these fictional worlds are much higher than the land speed of ravens on Westeros, at least.
I mean, it does get pointed out a lot that as high as the dragons fly, particularly in House of the Dragons, everybody would be frozen.
Hey, they're made of fire, Gary. They run hot.
Yeah. Listen, I'm talking years from now, maybe when these 3 shows are all fucking in our memory, but the idea of doing a little podcast where we talk about each season of Game of Thrones could be a thing.
That could be fun. We'd have to watch it again. We'd go through it all again. It's like, oh, this is so good. I absolutely
just because we never got to when it was coming out.
Mm-hmm. Well, Stranger Things fans are going through that much lesser extent right now. Rhaenyra the Cruel for $4.99. I absolutely love this episode. Baelor fulfilling his oath to defend the innocent with the Game of Thrones theme was brilliant. I hope that they continue this. I hope they do too. I think they will. I think they've kind of earned a little faith.
Aegon the Fourth, definitely a descendant of Rhaenyra the Cruel.
Yep. Yes. Well, that's what she's supposed to look like. She's supposed to be packing on the pounds.
Yeah, the more kids, the more fucking bastard kids she has, fatter she gets. The realm's delight.
Another less talked about thing with this show, the behind the scenes stuff doesn't make me roll my eyes or cringe like the House of the Dragons ones do. They're bad. I do not recommend anybody watch them.
I still have memories of when they would start up, and I was like, Gary, stop it.
Stop it.
It's especially when it's, I think part of the reason for that is if this show was more complex and had many different like point of view angles and all that stuff, I do think it would be like, we would probably hear some shit we don't like, right? Because it is so straightforward and simple and very much, hey, you get a couple lines out of these characters to get to understand them, couple lines out of these characters to understand them. I think it makes it easier, I guess, just in general, to not focus on so much of that other bullshit that we see them trying to tell these things through these political lenses with.
Oh my God. Yeah. And like even George, who definitely is a freaking commie, doesn't talk about it that much in his own work. He keeps his world real. So women's role in that world is tough. And what he does is try to show them surviving through, just their wits and manipulation. And a lot of them are fucking evil bitches too.
Well, no, correct me if I'm wrong.
House of the Dragon.
The commentary about the worst episode of season 1 of House of the Dragon, they're like, she spared Allison or whatever because she was like, "You're a mother, I'm a mother." Oh. It was mothers, and mothers would never hurt each other or something. And it was just like, oh my God, like, you could have come up with a way better reason than that. Like,
dude, a lot of mothers died.
Yeah, she
The
killed a
dragon
lot
pit.
of mothers.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Stomped on a lot of fucking mothers, but that didn't even cross their mind. But remember, this is the same Hollywood who didn't notice that Wonder Woman raped a dude.
Hey,
What a crazy thing that happened. And then that ruined her career. That was incredible. She was getting so many projects because she made one movie that wasn't even good. And then it just all fell apart because of that terrible movie.
You know you're in a good position as a famous director if you're using a tweet from some random person to defend the story choices of your movie.
Yeah, because you didn't realize.
That's always a good idea.
You couldn't tell, and nobody else that was working with you could tell for some reason.
James Gunn, you know, you should
that is
everybody.
crazy. You've got a dude who's in charge of DC who just like gets into mud fights with random people on Instagram. Like, what? I don't get that.
He's got his foot in his mouth all the fucking time, dude.
Yeah, he does.
Yep.
Oh, if you had seen a script written by this woman that I've got to make the next Batman movie, it's like, what are you implying? Also, you said The Flash was great, and apparently you want that guy to make you that movie with her. So I don't know what that means.
I think we're all in agreement now that he probably genuinely liked The Flash.
Yeah, it might actually be.
Yeah, he probably did.
Wow. You know, the EFAP reaction to Wonder Woman still sticks in my head because of your reaction, Fringy. Even when they start to approach them starting to kiss, you're like, no, stop it. That like, you knew straight, like, this is problematic. This is rape. Stop doing that. And it's so obvious. And they didn't even realize it.
No, it got by lots of people.
A lot of people. Yeah, it got through a lot of people. I suppose by the time you're shooting, it's like, oh well, shit. but you can always just not shoot it. You can just not have that be in the story.
Yeah. Well, that I think that's great evidence of the separation of values. That once that your piece of art got to the general public and they noticed it, and people in Hollywood were, what? Oh, we didn't even see that at all. Huh. Whoops.
Well, and then if like a fucking boom mic guy or stagehand sees it for what it is, and they're just like,
they're not gonna say shit.
This is my movie. Like,
this is your movie.
They don't pay me enough for this shit. Yeah.
No. It's probably the guy who got yelled at. Loving the show so far, but seems like the only thing anyone talks about is Sir Arlen's Horsebane.
well,
We talk about a lot.
yeah, I mean,
I don't feel like the last 2 hours was entirely about that. 70%, 60%, yeah, maybe, but yeah, not 100%. Jeez.
Maybe it's just always on your mind, steel foil hat.
No.
but hey,
We don't
it's okay,
judge.
man.
Thank you for the $5, and it's okay. It's our secret. Can't remember last time a show gave me goosebumps. I can't either. Saint Samarian, thank you for being a member for 23 months. That's almost 2 years, guys. It's almost 2 years. What was the last time a show gave me goosebumps? Guys?
You're asking a lot.
No, I don't know what gives you goosebumps,
I'm
Gary.
not asking you.
Text me.
Landman had a very touching moment. Not necessarily
last
goosebumps, but Landman did hit you in the heart with the
Yeah.
I love you, Dad moment.
Yeah, because Goosebumps describes like hype, and that's not necessarily what I would be saying for like the Penguin, for instance, when it's
Mobland or the Gentleman,
Mobland or the Gentleman,
or even of
something
like
inspirational.
Hype. Like, really,
yeah.
I mean, was it Viserys walking across the hall?
That was pretty cool.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that was really good.
And then Daemon picking up the crown.
Oh,
yeah,
which was
makes it so much better. Yep. Oh. In an alternative universe, Tolkien's bitch finished his books, and we've been waiting 15 years for Half-Blood Prince next Grand Wizard podcast after Goblet. Carvo Crow for $9.99. Yeah, the Grand Wizard podcast was a choice, but we came up with another one. I did like the name Gryffindor.
Gryffindor.
That's pretty good. But we came up. I like the one we came up with it that you will hear soon. It fits us.
Yeah, it's simple, easy. Everyone will know what we're talking about, and everyone will know we're kind of racist, so it'll work.
Yeah, it's okay. They cut a knight who remembered his vows. Well, we don't know yet, but they should put that in there. Comic Raptor. And again,
I saw somebody on Twitter today being like, I bet it's this random whore they showed in the audience that says it. Because she was back. She was back to watch.
She was back. Hey, she's a nice whore. Lionel Baratheon gets the Bro of the Year award for 2026. Total Chad. Yes, he is. Normal man. They've really done his character justice. Thank you for the 20 Canadian pesos. Released the episode too late. Should have released it on National Fart Day, which was yesterday. There's a national, of course there is. Okay. Why am I asking?
All right.
Why am I asking this?
They probably weren't thinking that far ahead, but good idea for next year.
Hey, Mahler, did you inspire Drinker's video? Because I remember before he even watched A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, you're like, I wonder if Drinker's gonna think differently when he sees this.
Well, so I can't remember if you've been on one of the episodes, but every time without fail, when the subject of A Song of Ice and Fire comes up, he'll say it's nihilist. He's nihilistic. He can't handle it anymore. And
fair.
Like this is the antidote if there ever was one. There's no way you're coming away from this show being like, this is meaningless and everything's horrible. It's like, nah, you'll be fine. You'll make it. I don't know if that will make him enjoy House of the Dragon anymore, though. I don't know if, it's gonna be a rough show. That is what it is.
I think it will. And listen, I get his argument. I do. Stuff like Watchmen that we've talked about in the past, that worked because you still had heroic storytelling within comic books.
It worked because it was different.
It was different.
It's like that whole morally complex hero stuff, right? When that was the when it was the outlier, it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
And storytelling you're not used to and different. But when that's all you start to get, then something like this becomes the outlier. Something like this, which is just kind of a show at its heart, which is about being a good person, or in this case, what it means to be a true knight. This stands out amongst most of television today.
Yeah. And things like the Watchmen, while they are different, they're derivative. They're derivative from the foundation of the hero's journey, right? So when you've completely deconstructed the hero beyond all repair and you haven't reconstructed it, you just get the boys. I'd say Invincible is more of a heroic story, but it's still got the elements. It's still got very much some Watchmen elements. And there were, like, in comics, you guys know, Ryan knows for sure, that in the mid 2000s, there was a fad of just making everything morally complete. Irredeemable for Mark Waid, which is just, it's another Psycho Superman where the villain turns into the good guy because Psycho Superman is so bad. Yeah.
That's a difference I would draw in favor of Game of Thrones versus House of the Dragon, though. When a Ned Stark dies horribly trying to do the right thing, like, the show is aware of it. It's an awful event, and like people will do something about it. They'll be inspired, or that blah blah blah. But like House of the Dragon, I get it more so because mostly everybody's horrible, and we're watching the story of a horrible thing. Like, that's what it is. Is if you don't find anything interesting, so you can't root for someone. That's one thing. I'm just fascinated watching all of these people, knowing who they are and how they're going to interact and like how it's all going to collapse, basically. So, like I said, but like to say it about Game of Thrones, I don't think that's fair because
there's heroes in Game of Thrones.
There's lots of them, and when the heroes die, it's not like the world says, that's what happens to heroes. They get fucking killed because they suck. It's like, no, the world is like, it's a huge shame that they've died, and it's a result of like they've got a flaw or a vulnerability, you could put it as, that the world takes advantage of, and if only they didn't move this way or did this thing or listen to this person, then they would be okay, and the world might have been better for it.
And in this one, you see Dunk trying to change that perspective for some people who right now they scoff the idea of a knight doing what a knight is supposed to do, right? And like along the way, he's encountered many people who just by Dunk being genuine and good, he has changed their perspective and makes them willing to step up or say something or do something to help him just because of the way he walks in the world.
Baelor Targaryen is the fucking man. I'm so invested. It felt like you were a part of Sir Duncan's team. when he's doing anything for support. Also, I don't care if legit Targaryen armor is so sick in this. It's cool looking armor.
It is
for the most part. I like Daemon's armor in House of the Dragon.
Fuck you, Shad, you armor purist.
I said I was going to say it's legit enough. There's things we can nitpick, but I'm happy with it. Screw you.
Are we rule of cooling this? Is that what's happening?
No, it's such an improvement that it's so much closer to being accurate that I'm very happy with the efforts that they're putting in. They're going further than Game of Thrones did, that's for sure.
Yeah, with actually like less money towards the end. When everybody was wearing leather jackets. God, that annoyed the shit out of me. When Jamie was like, he's just wearing like looks like a biker leather. I picked up the Illustrated Hedge Knight after Shad brought it up on that one episode. Quagmire, good deal. I highly recommend it.
It's great. I love it.
Hopefully your local comic shop is carrying it and you can buy it there. I don't know. Shit. If this would be flying off the shelf in my store, I'd have a whole fucking like a whole unit like Sir Arlen dedicated to it. Really like the theme playing in earnest at the end. Yes. So that's what Ryan brought up earlier. That really does kind of it calls back to looks like they were shitting on it. It's no, they were actually waiting and showing it reverence, more reverence than Dan and Dave did towards the end, which is sad. Raymun's a true bro, ready to risk it all for Dunk. He is.
Raymun's great.
Yep.
To put in perspective, in the last trial of 7, I think only one person survived. So
yes,
like there's a lot of risk. There's a lot of risk for all the knights involved putting themselves on like in front of this, because you can die.
I would not want to be a Kingsguard at that moment.
That's what we said, like in House of the Dragon, where when they fight, you're just like,
yep.
Great. Now what the fuck do I do?
First time chatter here. Welcome. Thank you. We'll be gentle. I cannot sing enough praise for this show. By the way, since there are Brits here, I like the way Ryan pronounces my name. Reminds me of Mrs. Bucket from Keeping Up Appearances. Hail.
Oh, you know what? I've been saying blood bouquet. I haven't even seen it. I thought the T92 at the end was like something else, some other thing. I've been saying blood bouquet. So, yeah, no wonder. That's retarded. I'm going to keep saying it that way now.
What's it supposed?
It's supposed to be blood bucket.
Blood bucket. Oh, I would have said blood bouquet too.
The icon kind of gives it away. Yeah.
I do not look. It's a bucket of blood. I didn't even look at that.
Oh yeah, it's kind of right there, right in front of it. Oh well, sharpest tool in the shed. I am. I feel that Egg delivers the line as you will, Your Grace. So good. All the emotions on his face, and Egg and Dunk actors has such good they do have good chemistry. They really do. Zodlander. It makes the show. Everything hinged on that casting. So as Mueller said earlier, it's
imagine
probably a she,
Bella Ramsey or someone insufferable like that to be like the main child character.
Most casting directors are women, so yeah. Give her.
Hey, she did perfectly fine for people in Game of Thrones when she was actually cast. So, like nobody found her annoying at the time or anything.
I kind of found her slightly annoying, but
she got more annoying.
I remember
it
playing well, like for the audiences generally. It might just be because everybody was sort of chill with the show, I guess. Maybe if she'd been in season 8, everyone would have hated her. No, wait, she was. She died, right?
She died,
yeah.
Giant.
They had like a whole like girl power scene, little scene.
Yeah. Oh god.
Them. Like that's the shit that I didn't like. Yeah.
The I kill giant shit. Yeah.
And then she killed the fucking like the fact that she got that kill. Fuck that shit. I was glad that bitch got her head bashed in.
I remember just being like, this is bizarre. Like that she was like the first person to fight her when the gates broke or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I people might not believe it, but no, I was all over the forums when those episodes are coming out, and fucking Reddit and stuff, and her like being aggressively forthright and assertive despite being tiny was like playing well with loads of people. But like I said, it could have just been that it was a just because there was like hype for the show in general.
It was hype, it was popular, and like
yeah.
half these people started watching it anyway.
Straight out of Flea Bottom for $9.99. This duo is perfect on screen. They remind me of Jay Clarkson and Caleb sometimes. I couldn't wait for Dunk's shield reveal, and it was exactly how I always pictured it. Epic show. Take notes, Hollyweird. They won't. But yeah, it is kind of incredible that this got made. I never thought we'd see a Dunk and Egg, but whenever we talked about it, we said this would be the easiest thing to make. This would be absolutely the easiest thing for them to make.
All I had to do is do it accurately, and that's what they are doing. And look at that. It's really good.
I feel like they've also proven it could have been a movie. Potentially successful one too.
Yeah. I mean, essentially it is. It's a long one.
Yeah.
But the episodes back to back are seamless. It's really good.
Do you remember when the Irishman came out on Netflix and people had that little graphic for like how to consume this as a TV show because it's too long?
How long was it? I never watched it.
Wasn't it like 3.5 or 4 hours? It was really long.
Why didn't they just break it up in the parts?
The Irishman Part 1 and 2.
Yeah. What an amazing episode. The tension, the betrayals, the inspiration. I cannot wait for next week. I was happy to see some of the old Game of Thrones soundtracks. One thing this show could always use. Hail, boys. Thank you, Vermithor, for the $15. Even dragons have money.
I like it. It's the first time that truly like something is like mattered in a way. Like we're dealing with like a knight doing fest quetch to level up his gear so that he can compete in this fucking tournament and complete this objective, right? And he gets thrown in this side mission, which throws everything to hell. And like now you truly know how much this matters, and they bring that music back. I dug it. I liked it.
I like what your brain did there as well. You said fest quetch.
Whatever. Fetch quest. Fest quetch.
It's been a long day of streaming. All right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't know long days of streaming. So
exactly. You guys are
keep it down. Pipe down.
Streams.
We've been known to dabble.
It seems crazy to say this, but it's so refreshing that Dunk is just a hero, simply honorable through and through. And it shouldn't be, but it is. That's the truth of it. Luckfield, thank you for the $5. Is people have been starved for something like this, and that's the comment you see the most. This is refreshing. This is a breath of fresh air. It's nice to see this back.
Yeah, and the complexity of all of it, layered with all we see from Dunk is he is this great dude. He is this incredible dude. He's the only true knight there, right? One of the only people that would stand up for someone of the innocent. Yet it's all undercut with this idea that Dunk lied. He told one big lie about being a knight. It's good.
Maybe.
I'm starting to doubt that now.
A little bit in question after this episode, and I'm glad they did that to keep that ambiguous. Never answer that question.
I suppose regardless, he doesn't quite feel it, right? Like that's his sort of turmoil.
I see Baelor using Dunk as a tool to humble the royal family to win public favor and secure their rule. I think Baelor's honorable. He's like actually a good dude, a rare good Targaryen. You know?
I feel like the show was very explicit. Like he was cornered in terms of trying to benefit the family while maintaining honor, and he chose the honor. It was like I gotta do what I gotta do.
Like Sir Duncan the Tall reminded him of the most simple things of what it means to be a knight. And one of those is to defend the innocent, protect the innocent. And that's why Baelor makes the decision. This is not a good thing for him. And it could go sideways very quickly. A million things could fucking go wrong. I don't think this is Baelor trying to use Dunk as a political pawn.
No. And the lessons Egg is learning right now definitely affect his future rule. He was down with the small folk. That's what, makes me think of Aegon, Ryan. The one thing I like about him is he knows how to sew. He fishes. He could, he can fix
He's
wounds.
had a really interesting upbringing with,
yeah.
The Half-Maester and Septon, and been taught in the art of war, like all this stuff prepared for rule. So it would be interesting to see what would happen even if he is or is not a Targaryen. Would it matter?
Yep.
And the truth is, doesn't matter. In fact, I think Aegon is infertile and none of his fucking kids were actually his. And so all the Targaryens are just fighting over who's a bastard to who.
Who's a bastard to who? I got a soft spot for bastards because I am one.
There you go.
Wow, bias.
Yeah, I do. I have a bastard bias.
Gary Rivers.
Yep. Wait. When Baelor rides up to take Dunk's side, I got so hyped and I almost put a hole in my wall. This is what's been missing on TV, heroic storytelling. I'm glad you didn't, Book of Grudges. But yeah, dude. It was really cool seeing it with Mahler, and that we were both just like, oh fuck. That hit. Theory and the missus is loving it, by the way. And well, she was a big Game of Thrones fan and hated season 8.
I mean, who didn't, man?
Yeah. And she really didn't like House of the Dragon season 2, though. Theory: Lord Tyrell's buddy / relative in the beginning of episode 2 is the father of the guy who called Dunk a giant cunt a couple of minutes later. The Grand Duchy. The only thing we heard a little bit about Dunk's father is he probably watched him being hanged because he was a thief, a common thief. Probably not a good thief if he was the same size.
What does that have to do with his super chat?
I don't know. I was just thinking of it.
Oh, you're talking about Dunk's father. He's saying that that Lord Tyrell is a relative of the person who called Dunk a giant cunt. I'd have to rewatch and see.
I'd have to rewatch that.
I'd have to. I didn't remember any heraldry, so I'll have to look.
Yep. One explanation for why you don't see a Trial of 7 a lot in Maegor's 13 of 14 participants were killed, losing 7 King's Guard is pretty costly to them.
And it's also why Maekar would absolutely know what that is.
He would. That one's a little weird. It never occurred to me that Darren's a drunk because of his visions he's burdened with. The actor crushed the scene and changed my perception of him. In those little moments, he did a very good job. Default for $5.
That's why we drink half the time, is to stop thinking. Like,
yeah,
man. I mean, that's just that's my perception of how the character's written. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that the dreams are a source of a lot of problems for Targaryens and for Westeros, and it makes them fucking crazy and drink and want to drink wildfire or
try to fulfill prophecies.
Like
Helena's visions obviously are much more like traumatizing for her normal operating behavior as a human being than say Viserys. But Viserys' dream ultimately leads him to do some things that really fucks up the realm. Because he was trying to make that dream come true.
Yep. And, Targaryen dreams aren't like green seer dreams. They're very different. And it probably has something to do with the fact that they're mutants, essentially.
Blood magic.
The locations of the show I've probably been to. I have no recollection as I was like Dunk. I'm quite tall and shit while standing up. This is Ryan Crawford for $4.99.
Thanks, Ryan.
All right, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah,
good share. It's filmed in Ireland, right? Ireland. Dunk's speech reminded me of Aegon's at Blackgate.
Aragon's.
Aegon?
What? Oh, I say Aegon because I'm locked in the fucking Song of Ice and Fire. It reminded me of Aragon's at the Blackgate. Oh, I think he had more people on his side
Great speech, though.
Yeah.
Do you think House Beesbury has been waiting for revenge ever since Kristen Cole made the Lord sit down too hard? Oh, maybe.
So that is in the House Beesbury tree.
Yes.
That is Humphrey Beesbury, who we didn't get any. I don't think we got any dialogue from, but he is one of Dunk's fighters. So yeah, maybe
that was stupid when he slammed that guy's head into the fucking thing. That was
that
dumb.
episode, man. That
was a bad episode.
It's really annoying. It's like the big old blight on this first season because first season is really strong.
You don't like him slamming Lord Beesbury's head?
No, it's kind of stupid.
Not out of just like sit down, damn it.
And then his head on like, come on, I don't know about that.
It felt a little forced, like as in the
see, everything's taking a dark turn.
I remember talking about it. It's probably something that you can go watch right now, people in chat if you wanted to. But we were talking about how like they were obviously trying to, because Beesbury, something goes wrong with him, right, in the book, as far as anyone knows, because the actual conversation wasn't.
In the book, he dies, and there's like 3 different stories of how he dies. Like, he was thrown out of a tower, or they locked him in the dungeons, or like, he disappears.
And so that being their solution was lame. It was like,
Kristen Cole is the one who's rumored to have killed him, though, right, Gary?
Yes, tossed him out a window.
Yeah, that's
one of the stories.
You could have made that happen if you'd written the dialogue to support that happening. What they did was very like, he killed him because he sat him down too hard. It hit his head. It's like, okay, all right, fine, I guess.
I think tossing him out of the window would have been better.
Way more fun.
Yeah.
Beesbury ragdoll.
I want to see somebody else on those spikes by the end of the show.
Wonder if we'll see it. Who knows at this point? I think it's a mystery. I think they're going to kind of go off the rails, but we'll see. Nathan Stager has become a new member. Welcome. Thank you, Nathan. David Milburn for $10 says D&E are some of my favorites. The Hedge Knight is more like a Star Trek morality tale than Kurtzman could ever approach. First time, long time. Welcome. By the way, thanks for all the great entertainment. And thank you for being here. We love doing these. I bet Dunk would be a great ICE agent. 31.
Stop raping, sir.
Hail Baelor the Based.
I love Baelor.
Baelor's too. If the cause be just, they will give their lives. From Orange Soda. Orange Soda. I haven't had an orange soda in years. Prophecies and visions are never a straight line in the Thrones world. They did a good job of wording from the fortune teller and also Darren. The fortune teller was the same actress as the lady at the inn in episode 1. Was she? Interesting.
I had seen some people saying that. I didn't even notice, I guess. Mostly because like her eyes are kind of like covered the whole time.
You know what?
Like
yeah.
But I haven't gone back and compared, but I've heard people saying that. Sundowners.
All those fat women look alike.
Yeah. Fat white women. You've seen one, you've seen them all.
Right. Start FNT, babe. New episode. Turn off FNT. Understandable. Colin Walker for $1.99. Plus, it's only an hour, half an hour. That took us half an hour to get fucking started today. That's a compliment to the show, not a dig on FNT. It's all good. It's all good. I love seeing all the cool heraldry with regal animals, crowns, and stone towers, etc. And then you just have Apple, which made me chuckle a little.
Yeah, it is different, and each house heraldry. I do think there are like really cool stories behind some of them and everything, but and even as silly as apples are, and the way they're making apple puns, I think there's one that pays off in a really big way that we'll probably see in episode 5.
Yep, and I like the apple puns. I
do too.
Yeah. Oh boy, Hino Kagusugi. For $5. What do you think is the redhead that got some extra screen time in the crowd? Lady Rohan?
I thought that was the whore.
She's one of the whores, yeah.
That's the whore, yeah.
That's the whore. She's cute.
I don't think the whores are named in the book, but one does have red hair, which Dunk like sees and visibly notes, and maybe that's why they call her red or whatever. Maybe
she'd be stone cold hot in Westeros. She doesn't have any like fucking herpes on her mouth. So, Joran Lama or Yama for $5 says, people say jousting is WWE in Renaissance fairs. You've never heard the crack of a lance of two men on horses running at each other. I've been to medieval
life. No,
I've been to medieval times. Have you been to medieval times, Shad?
I've been to the World Jousting Championship.
Oh shit! Okay, that's even better.
I've been to Ren fairs and they just like pretend to hit each other and stuff.
Yeah.
It's still fun.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to boo. Like that's my favorite part. Every little corner, get somebody to cheer for, but it means it's like a bunch of people you can boo, which I find fun.
Have you read my letter yet? Asked Mikey Gussler. I will read it soon. I've been busy, man. Sorry. I got to send a bunch of stuff out too. Thank you, Mikey, for $2. From the world of Buffy and Frasier to the world filled with She-Hulks and Starfleet, a little Knight of the Seven Kingdoms goes a long way.
True.
As Hood Jigsaw for $5.
Remember when Fargate was once on TVs?
I tried to bring up Fargate to Shad, and he hasn't heard of it. Yeah, those were good times, man.
Yeah,
good times. I find myself more critical of previous episodes as we reach the end. Now show-only scenes seem like wasted time if I did like them. The Humphreys and Robin could have been used a bit more in development. Maybe.
Just like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I think if we had 2 minutes in this episode that was dedicated to that, I think that would have been perfectly reasonable, and I wanted a little more, it just felt like everything felt like it happened very quickly in this episode. I just wanted to take a little more time.
Yep. Well, now that we're getting to the end, we thought we had time, and now it's like, oh.
And now I'm thinking of what are they going to do? We're going to have a fight. What happens after the fight and how much time is left? All those things are floating around in my head, which is why I don't know exactly how they're going to divvy that up.
It feels like to me, because they've already played by switching stuff from later in the book to early. It feels like they've saved some stuff for that last episode because they're going to need it. They will. Will Duncan actually fight a dragon in the books? Asked Jose Taco.
Well, dragons are extinct by this time, and they don't come back until Danny, hatches some. But
I saw that, by the way.
He's fighting a dragon in this. He's about to fight a dragon.
Yeah.
He thinks he's a dragon.
Metaphorical. But I saw the notion that it was like Knight of the Seven Kingdoms proves that George doesn't have to rely on dragons to make stories work. I was like, there are no dragons in season 1 of Game of Thrones, basically. It's the show that kicked, like the season that kicked all of it off.
Right. So when we started focusing on the big dragon shit, although viewership was super high, it's when the show started falling off.
Well, and that's the thing. As the show went on, people waiting for scenes where dragons burned everything down kind of fucking ruined it. It was like, yeah, let's do that. Let's not have any of the interesting conversations that everyone loved the show for anymore. Woohoo.
And also it's ironic because this is the lowest viewed of the 3 shows in question. The 2 others do have dragons. You know what I mean? Not to say it's not awesome and that a lot of people are tuning in comparatively for what it is. It is, but it's also the lowest rated one.
Yep.
In terms of people watching.
Imago Lewis for $5 says the fart really sells the disdain and contempt nobles and lords have for the small folk.
And Dunk's not even a real small folk. He has like some level of notability because he has a hedge knight. He's the lowest of the knights, and that's the way they look at
it. Jason Dugdale for 10 British pounds, proper money. Do you think this is the death of cinema, TV subscription, or both with the writers that entertainment have nowadays? As a 52-year-old, I think nobody's entertainment. I think today's entertainment is not good. I think that's what, as far as film is concerned, it isn't. This is the worst era of all time. Worse than the 50s. It's the worst.
Somebody said, I think on Open Bar, because someone had posted like, hopefully stuff like Iron Lung, for example, can bring a bit more life to the theater, bring more people in where they otherwise wouldn't have, because it had like an audience appeal for a selection of people that maybe would never be seen in the cinema for other stuff because they're seeing it for Markiplier or whatever. And I was like, I don't think you should worry about theater health until we sort out story health. Like it's just going to be down the road as a problem solved. Whatever cinema looks like after we as a society fix storytelling, it's like, that's so be it. What we've gone through in the past 10 years probably is the death of it, whatever that looks like, right? Like a significant reduction in the amount of people going, the amount of cinemas that are available, the amount of prestige or interest it holds as like a thing that people do socially. It's already like it's taken a major hit. It's not going to disappear, but like that probably was the death of cinema, as in what just happened over the course of, I guess a decade.
Yeah. And as far as it being the driver of the market, that's gone because Netflix is total what they brought in 2004 eclipsed what all theaters around the world brought in.
And like it's self-inflicted, the obviously, like we just said, the lowering in quality of storytelling, but also just this obsession with streaming that got hyper dug into because they believed it was like the next step is, it almost worked too well in the sense of a lot of people got pushed off of wanting to go to theaters anymore. And they're like, oh shit. That.
And streaming shows provide an opportunity. They can be better, but it's few and far between. Most streaming movies are fucking slop. But once in a while, you get something that it has more time to tell a story, get you into the character. So the new movie is the 8-episode series. That's what it is. But they got to get a lot better at that.
Oh, yeah.
What do we have? Like a handful of shows in the last 5 years that are really good.
No, and every time, I'm waiting. It would be nice if the day happens where a good show comes out and we go, oh, another one. That's neat. As opposed to, whoa, like we have a good show.
What?
Because it's funny, right? It'd be like, well, why do you say it like this when you've got Bob Ladd, the gentleman, and the Lab Battle, whatever? It's just like, do you have any bad ones there are?
Like, yeah. Just look at Starfleet Academy. That encapsulates that Hollywood is still screwed.
It happens with movies too, and it's just like, oh man, we really have been beaten into this position of, hey, it's getting better because there's one good one or two good ones. Like, do you understand how much better it used to be? The success rate was a lot higher, man.
A lot higher. Beardo refuses to watch anything Game of Thrones. That's why he is deemed Sir Retardo. Says D's Weebos for $4.99. Beardo catching strays. Not gonna lie, seeing the boys get excited, enjoy this show has been awesome, and I've missed this shit. This is what modern media is missing. Keep it coming, gents. Thanks, Seth. I'm excited for it. We had this circled on the calendar, and all of us were talking about, like, especially those of us who had read the book at the time, like Shad and Ryan, were like, this could be good. I'm looking forward to this. And they didn't let us down. That's nice. I want Aegon, the first movie, Maegor, Baelor, the Blessed Anthology Limited Series, Blackfire 2 to 3 season show, Jaehaerys movie, Robert's Rebellion, Blackfire 6 episode 10, 1 hour limited series, Game of Thrones reboot called A Song of Ice and Fire. That'll probably all happen.
Robert's Rebellion's the main one I want.
Yeah.
It'll all happen, and George will never write anything else.
No. Shad, how do you feel about the Ferrum armor from its various iterations in the Dark Souls series?
I like it, particularly the helmet. I've always liked the kind of T-shaped opening visor like helm. And, it's fantasy, but takes enough inspiration from practical realism and medieval history that, it's good. I like it.
Cool. I hope I pronounced that Ferrum right. I did nothing wrong. I did everything right. This is Litton. $10. Thank you. I think the Dorne stuff is so that Dorne eventually backs young Griff and not Dany then she arrives or when she arrives. I think they're leaning towards that.
Yeah, and especially like we know the fate of Quentin and everything that went down over there, so I don't think it's going to work too well. Like I said, I don't hate all the Dorne stuff. I like the idea of a lot of the Dorne stuff and what they've been doing down there and plotting and planning and taking their time, and I do think it's interesting, but it gets a little tiresome when you're reading it when you get to those Dorne chapters.
Do you believe the theory that Darkstar will be pardoned by young Griff, and in return, Darkstar will join the Kingsguard? I think Darkstar's existence is there to get Dawn. George needed God, what was the other Dane character that was with the Brotherhood without banners? Ned Dane. Yeah, I think he was originally set up to be the one to fetch Dawn, the sword Dawn, but then because they didn't do the time jump and the Brothers Without Banners are all split up now, that he needed to create another character to retrieve that sword, because that sword will be important.
Well, and just the existence of a character named Ned Dane who is named after Eddard, like in the idea that he fucking killed Arthur Dane, but he did return his body and did return Dawn.
Yep.
Or sorry, did return Dawn, I should say. Which is like viewed as, very interesting thing to do. But still, what other stories do we have about the Danes and Ned that maybe we don't have the full context on and the things that could mean and stuff,
Dane. Yeah. We'll never know, Ryan. We'll never fucking.
I still think that Brandon was the father of Ashara Dane's dead baby.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And I think she's actually dead. I don't believe that she's like faked it or anything. I think she is dead.
I think so too. Craster was the only thing holding back the whites. This is our for $1.99. He was.
Craster didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, it was
protecting everybody.
They
had an agreement.
It was a cultural thing. Okay. I'm liking this show. Also, a gay Klingon in a dress with a purse and absent gay dads. And polyamory. Yeah. You guys are really missing it with Starfleet, Fringy and Mahler.
No.
All I hear is misery.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Thanks for reviewing this. It brought it to my attention, as well as got me to watch it. Glad I did. So good. Hail the Fellowship. Epically Eddie. Thank you for being a member for 43 months, and glad you're watching it and enjoying it. We will talk a lot about something good to the point where people kind of get frustrated sometimes, but I want people to watch it. I keep watching The Time Left, praying that they would get to the fight. I should have waited to watch episodes 4 and 5 together. Amazing show. You'll be fine because you'll go back and watch them again. Warren, thank you for the $5. Steel foil hat for $2. I meant in pop culture, not you guys. It's okay. Arian would be in the files, on the Epstein files. Yes, he would. Who's the Epstein of Westeros?
Littlefinger. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's like,
yeah,
it's not even a question. It's 1,000% Littlefinger.
Yep. I was hoping when the gate doors opened to reveal the sixth night, it was a Klingon in a dress with a pink batlet. No, he'd have his bird watching binoculars, Warren, because he's a warrior bird watcher and healer. I just finished the new episode. I feel like such a sucker, but when Baelor came in with that music, I felt emotional all over again. Don't. That's just you enjoying something. Buns. Thank you for the $20. It's okay to do that. It's just rare. It shouldn't be rare. That's the problem. Like this show is good and it's going to stand out, but it's going to stand out partially because there's so much shit out there. I'm in Idaho. No comic shops here. Then Amazon, I guess. Well, it depends on where you are in Idaho. There probably isn't a lot though. Not even like Idaho Falls. Dunk not being a true knight is a red herring. I think Arlen Horsbane did night dunk, and like he said, Arlen wasn't one for prayer, so he just didn't know the words himself. You can get that from that little nod he did. It's like, you're a knight.
Yes.
Thanks, Vincent, for the $10. Seth for $4.99. I would pay obscene money to watch this crew review Keeping Up Appearances. What's that? What's Keeping Up Appearances?
TV show, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'll have to look.
Oh, I thought it was familiar. I never actually watched an episode, but I'm familiar. It's like I think it's a BBC TV show. Why would you want us to review this? It's well, you know what? Maybe I'll find out later. I don't know.
What's the point of y'all having to announce it's your first time super chat? Are you expecting James Franco to jump out and say first time or what? Well, I kind of do. I do this. But aside from James Franco, it's minus all the, me tooing or whatever. Arlen didn't a night dunk. In the flashback, he gave the face like he was showing his unit to a girl before she turned him down.
Is that what he knighted dunk with? Oh, no.
No wonder Dunk seems a little like hesitant to talk about it.
He's like, oh, wait, you actually knight them with real swords? Oh, shit.
That's why he felt really uncomfortable when Raymun Fossaway got on his knees in front of him.
I love that they are shoehorning Game of Thrones references like they did in House of the Dragon with the dagger, Helena, Dreams, Whites, or Gary's butt buddy Blood Raven. R.L. Turt for $4.99. When's their next live stream?
They do reviews on Monday nights, I think. Monday nights, if I remember right.
I listen to you guys on my walks, so it's afterwards. But yeah, I like Blood Raven. No regrets. Hey, Shad, are you going to review the show on your Night's Watch channel? Ask Marcus and Alan.
A couple of things. I have been doing follow-up discussions on Night of the Seven Kingdoms on the Culture Crusade, the Night's Watch live stream, but you might have seen that Night's Watch has had fewer videos being produced, and I've been focused on the live streams. And the reason for that is intentional. I've been focusing on finishing my novel that's whole last year and this year. And I'm like 5 chapters probably off finishing this first draft. And so, because it's a matter of time, I could have devoted more time to producing the videos or I'd get my book done. And that's what I've been focusing on. And it is close. And I'm very excited for it. If you like Night of the Seven Kingdoms, it's a good chance you'll like this next book of mine.
Oh, hell yeah. Great. I'm going to watch A Knight's Tale after it's all done. I haven't watched that movie in years. Love that movie.
Silly boy with a stick.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a lance.
Please put the link for the artist. That is sick. Oh, for what we were showing earlier. I don't know who the artist was.
I think he means Mike.
Oh, for Mike? Yeah. If I don't know if any mods are out there, but I can. There is Mike S. Miller Art, right? Mike S. Miller Art.
Oh, yeah. I'll drop the GoFundMe in the chat as well.
Yeah, here we go. I'm putting it in. There you go. Go check it out. A couple weeks ago, I watched a review from a guy who got a preview of the show, and he said, unfortunately, the scene got cut. Oh, whoa, really?
Hang on. Are you talking about A Knight Who Keeps His Vows? See?
Yeah.
Like, why would they cut anything when the episodes are so short?
That makes no sense.
That's weird. What?
Hopefully, yeah, that sucks. Who got a bunch of people got him early?
Yeah, a lot of Song of Ice and Fire YouTubers did and stuff. I don't know how many of them have given that specific level of spoilers for stuff that isn't out yet. I don't know.
The ones I've heard have been very good about not giving spoilers. And listen, they've been carrying the torch for A Song of Ice and Fire for so long. They deserve a little gift.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Glidus promised to eat Winds of Winter like fucking 6 years ago at this point. So, I mean, he's ready to go through a lot of hell to get that book. When it comes out, Glidus is eating a copy of Winds of Winter.
I want to see that.
How would you would you shred it and then like scatter it into some meals?
You'd
like,
have to.
Well, yeah, I don't think you'd eat it like a hamburger if that's what you're asking.
No, I'm trying to say like versus like biting into the pages and trying to scramble them up versus like what are the rules? Because if you scattered it, if you managed to shred it such that it was basically a fucking seasoning, that is quite
and
like,
mix it in with.
Are you
is
he allowed to put on seasonings like barbecue sauce or something?
No, dip it in ranch.
Oh, that's rough.
Look, if I was going up against that challenge, I would eat as I read. I would read one page back and front. I would rip it out and I'd start gnawing on that thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's a promise. I think he's pretty safe. He's not going to be eating any Winds of Winter.
that would be great though if he did like a stream once per week, and I'll read the book and eat the pages.
Eat the pages. Yeah, I saw somebody post on X. I'm glad Alt Shift X can feed his children again and showed all his.
Yeah, I saw his reviews. Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to them all. They're great.
And his bastard brother.
Alt Swift X. Our Hilts hurt for $1.99. Every bad thing in House of the Dragon was made up for the show. I won't argue with that. I mean,
hopefully season 3 will be good, but remains to be seen.
Yeah, we get that in like 6 months.
That's kind of. I hope it's good. I would like for that show to have a good ending. You know,
Battle of the Gullet. Out the gate with that one.
Yeah.
Did they speed this episode up due to public feedback of it being a slow show so far, or on the same arc as Mauler? I read the novella after episode 1, loving this. They changed it for the Super Bowl.
I think he means, did they speed it up like pacing wise?
Oh, yeah.
I don't. No.
Well, that's not possible because they're all done before the first one releases.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't think they went and did some stealth editing like 10 days ago and like cut things out. So.
No, this thing's actually been done for a long time, and it was supposed to come out at the end of last year, and they pushed it to this year. You know, it wasn't because of reshoots or anything. They just felt strongly about it and wanted to put it in the first quarter because there was really nothing in the first quarter. So it was basically fucking stockholders was the reason. Otherwise, it was done, and we could have seen it last year. But I'm fine. We needed something in January, and God, it's a nice palate cleanser for Starfleet Academy. Red-haired paid is, I can't see that, Ryan. Is that
paid
a
pussy.
dog or a cat? Oh, red-haired paid pussy reminds me a lot of Roz. That might be a little Roz called back there. The Sasquatch 55 is gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
I like how you pronounce that. Sasquatch.
I could say Sasquatch. The penultimate episode will be mostly all battle.
Probably.
Next episode will be mostly all battle.
That would be insane to have a 28-minute battle.
I don't think that's going to happen. But
we're going to get a lot of preamble, I think.
Yeah. But I think it will. They said they put a lot of time into this, and it will be a big chunk of the episode. It will. Is jousting a sport?
This is from the argument on Tuesday night's main event. Yes, it is.
I would say yes.
Beto can jump off a bridge if he says no. Oh, that was funny.
Wait, what's the argument against it, out of curiosity?
Oh, well, Beto went on this big rant on Tuesday night's main event about many things not being sports and this criteria where it was, look, Beto, I love you. Your criteria is retarded for what's a sport, what's not. So,
well, didn't he say if you can drink and smoke while you're doing it, it's not a sport? Then I guess baseball's not a fucking sport.
Dude, I was gonna say that blocks out loads of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that wouldn't count. By that.
It had to involve a team, and then people brought up boxing, and it's like there is
has
a team,
to involve
there's
a
team of people
team?
behind it.
A team.
It's like, you know how many NFL players were smoking heaters on the fucking... They still do.
Mike McDaniel got caught vaping like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Jousting is a sport.
Jousting's a sport. Yeah, there's the athleticism, skill. You're on a fucking horse. Yeah.
What about equestrian stuff? I think that's a sport.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's in the Olympics, so not that is determinative, but it is.
Yeah. So like, if that qualifies, if equestrian qualifies, then certainly fighting while doing it should qualify, right?
I think Beardo was even saying ping pong wasn't a sport at one point.
I don't. Okay. I mean, if tennis is a sport, then table tennis is a sport. I don't.
Bonesaw is ready for $5. Says Hollywood also knows they are putting out trash and are fine with it. How else do you explain the damning Stranger Things documentary?
No, they thought they were doing a good job.
Yeah, they did.
That's what that is. They thought the Duffer Brothers are just retarded, and they thought that they were doing a good job. They thought they had great ideas. I think when Sean Levy said all of the stupid things that he said, that he kind of believed it as well. That is the unfortunate conclusion.
Yeah.
Oh shit! They think that this is like good storytelling. They think they're visionaries
in a echo chamber of their own thoughts, like just sniffing and sniffing and sniffing and just loving it. Not
like
knowing.
The conversations that they had that they put in the documentary, that when you watch, it's like, holy shit, you're like, actually, you're stupid. You are dumb. You are a dumb person. They watched that and they thought, man, this is some good stuff. The creative juices were flowing, this is what it's all about. They thought it was good. They chose to put this stuff in that documentary.
Yeah, promoted it, and we're really proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a masterclass in failure. So,
yeah.
I initially had no interest in this show, says Bree Lynn. Despite reading all of A Song of Ice and Fire, Fire and Blood, and watching Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, you guys changed my mind, and I'm sure as fuck glad you did. Good.
Thank you, Breland.
Wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely think there's a lot of people out there, even people that like love the books and everything, that just are so pissed off by the way things ended with Game of Thrones, and they hate that George isn't writing these books. And I totally get that. I do hope that you give this show a chance, because even if it's not like the only thing you watch in isolation, it's just like small contained story. If you're a fan of the book, I don't see how you can't really, really appreciate so much of what you're seeing on screen. So,
Kiki Ra for 10 R's says, feels like Duncan is more confident in his words because he has realized his place in the world, a true knight. And if the world has no more place for it, so be it. Well, he's in a position like he's fighting for his life at this point, and for one, he's got a righteous cause. He did no wrong. Now he feels the consequences of his action, but he doesn't feel bad for what he did.
He never apologizes.
Nope. We need new stories in the movie world. Jason, Dugdale, we do. We need more original stories, or at least newer books to adapt.
That's kind of a funny way of thinking about it, considering it's like, that has traditionally been an avenue for a substantial number of films, but unfortunately, the problem right now is that sequels, like reboots and stuff like that, is generally the more profitable avenue.
I'm working on it this year.
Yep. And there's certain stories they just won't touch now. We won't get a Conan movie. Kind of sucks, but
the Skeletor toxic masculinity.
Oh,
With Jared Leto, how does he keep getting this? How does he keep getting these projects?
I'll defeat you with my toxic masculinity, man.
No way he's putting on the Skeletor voice. It's gonna
because he's a coward.
Yeah, he is.
Well, the Hollywood view of toxic masculinity is just masculinity. Like there is such thing as real toxic masculinity, but I don't see Skeletor slapping Evelyn for making a mistake or anything like that. It's probably just going to be
like giving her a
tough.
backhand slap or something.
Yeah. She might.
Jesus. I like what Disbrew said about it. He's all, that's interesting. They're making him the hero of the story.
Yeah.
I
don't know why people.
Jared Leto's voice is going to be so shit. Like,
there's no way that he's going to do the Skeletor voice. This is lame because I like the Skeletor. I don't know much.
He's going to sound like Joker.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Skeletor? I'm an agent of chaos.
No.
I'm an idea, He-Man.
Oh yeah, I'm an idea. That's what he said. Yeah.
I'm just gonna hurt you.
That
really
bad.
We're really in a position where he needs to stop being in films now. Enough.
Well, maybe this will be.
Go back to your island, dude.
Then again, it feels like when Tron Ares came out, it's like, so this is it, right? And it's like, haha, no, he still had one more in the pipeline.
Well, we might see the repercussions of both of them later,
Maybe.
Hey, he got nominated for a Razzie, right?
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Worst actor.
What, for Tron Ares?
Yes.
I mean, he was bad in it, but like, I'm trying to think of what the worst performances of 2025 would have been.
There was so many to choose from.
There was. It wasn't a good year, and I get annoyed when people pretend like the opposite is true. It was a bad year for movies.
It was actually a really good year for movies, guys. There's like 6 on my list. Just like Jesus Christ.
Is there? You haven't seen the Bone Temple, Mahler? You're not. Yeah.
Literally every person I've spoken to has put me off it. Not a single person has said, yeah, it's worth seeing.
So I've had some people that say it's really good and you should give it a try, but I like after watching after getting suckered into getting excited for the first one.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Also, the director of the Marvels as well. And it was only later after it failed that she started disowning it. So like, I'm not very interested in that.
I don't think I told you. Free Capital Opinions described it as an anti-movie, and it fails as a movie in ways you would never expect. So I was like, I ain't watching that.
Wow.
No, it's just sorry. I gotta try and seek out the good movies of 2025 wherever they lurk. No time to be spent on something described like that. No way.
What was the best movie you saw last year, Mahler?
2025. It's a toss-up. So, have you seen Warfare? I recommend.
I haven't seen Warfare yet.
I really like Warfare, but it's very kind of niche and there's not too much story. It's just a couple human beings thrown into like a really fucking crazy thing for like 90 minutes.
I think it's excellent. Like it's one of the best movies that came out that year.
It's in my top 3.
Another one would be Sentimental Value.
Yeah.
Stellan Skarsgård.
That's my number 1.
And
it's
then
excellent.
Life of Chuck is another one of my favorites as well.
I guess
Mike Flanagan movie.
Cool. Well, hopefully, well, God, there hasn't been a movie not till Project Hail Mary.
Marty Supreme is really cool as well. I like that movie.
I heard that was good.
Sinners didn't make your list, Mahler? Were you racist? Sinners?
I didn't see Sinners.
Yeah, you didn't see it.
I saw Sinners. It has a really bad third act. Like it just falls apart.
It does.
I hate that movie.
It doesn't really make much sense.
Nope.
And I'm sorry, but it's a bit of a plotty movie. Like you can say that the plot doesn't matter, but it's got mechanics. It has got fantasy mechanics and just logistics that it fails on.
Brie Lynn for $6.99 Canadian pesos. I'm gonna read the book too. Good. You should. It's a quick read. It's a good read. This has been great after the disaster of Stranger Things 5. I hate Nancy. I'm a woman and feminism is gay.
Base.
Hail.
Hating
you are welcome here.
Correct position.
Nancy is she will tread on anybody to achieve her goals. Like that is Nancy. She'll lie and manipulate.
Terrible.
Constantly to advance her career or advance her objectives, like at any given moment.
John says, Ryan, what would your house sigil be, and would you tat it on your forehead?
I think my house sigil would just be a forehead. That would be it. It would just be a close up of my hairline, and that's what I would get on all my heraldry.
On a white field?
It'd be a strong shield.
On a white field. Yeah, exactly. Strong shield. Yeah, my forehead on a white field.
All right, guys. I think we made it through the soups there. So thanks, everyone. And we will be back Sunday at 9:45 Central, a week from this Sunday, not Super Bowl Sunday, one after, talking about what will be a big episode. Will be a big
Exciting.
Yep.
What do you got coming up, Shad?
Well, I mean, reviewing this crazy bad boy sucker on Shadowversity. That'll be coming out tomorrow morning for you guys in the US, tonight for me. And holy crap, this sword is actually insane. And you know how much this costs, Gary? This is
how much?
Like 350 something. Like
not
that,
bad.
Like that.
Something that big.
That's for a sword this big. That's actually unheard of in the sword market. That's nuts.
Me personally, I'm not paying 350 million for a sword. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a bit too much.
It's just crazy, man.
Yeah, crazy. They sent it to me for free.
Using those YouTube bucks just so flippantly.
Yeah.
Well, they sent it to me for free for review, so that's awesome. I'm like, and I can't say no. I'm like a whore at this point. I'm just like, yeah, just send me more swords. People ask me, and I don't have enough room to fit them on my shelves. So they're spilling out everywhere.
What a terrible problem to have.
I know, it's great. I love it.
You should buy another house to fit your swords.
I'm working on it.
Ryan, what do you got coming up?
I don't know. I'm on Geeks and Gamers, Sports Wars, Super Bowl Sundays coming up. My channel, Ryan Killen RK Outpost. That's about it. So we'll see you 9 days from now. 9
freaking days. I'm gonna rewatch the whole thing back to back. Maybe tonight. Who knows? Fringy, what you doing?
We got a EFAP tomorrow.
Yeah,
so we'll be back tomorrow talking about good old Iron Lung as well as the meta, because it's fun and it occupies an interesting space in the meta.
We might just compare it to another film.
A certain man who stuckmanizes, but he didn't stuckmanize hard enough, and now he does gambling ads.
Oh, a friend of mine was doing the math, and they think he actually got $0 from considering all costs. He laid it out, and I was like, "Holy shit! I think you're right."
Meanwhile, I think Iron Lung was actually #1 in the US domestic box office last week.
It's taking names, that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone here seen it that's not me or Fringy?
No, I might give it a shot.
You should give it a shot.
Okay, I will. Over Dracula, over Luc Besson's Dracula,
over Sam Raimi's Send Help.
I wasn't going to see that.
I've heard so many people say that. I watched the trailer. I was like, nah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah. But I've heard a lot of people say it's good. But
yeah, I've heard people say it's good. I'll stream it. I'll probably go. I want to see Dracula because I just like the story of Dracula and I like Luc Besson. But I can take the wife to Iron Lung. That'd be a great date movie, right?
Sure.
You know, I just started rewatching on Netflix.
What's that?
The Following. Remember when that show was coming out?
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. Oh God, I completely forgot about that. The cult show.
All the Edgar Allan Poe shit.
Yeah.
I remember when that first season came out, but there's 2 other seasons I've never watched, so I'm doing a rewatch of that.
Was that like 2012, 13?
Somewhere around that time, yeah.
I just rewatched season 1 of Spartacus. Fuck, that show's good, man. There is so much sex in that show. It is insane.
You must be getting ready to watch Spartacus House of Asher then.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. But
have you seen the dwarf thing in that show?
No. Dwarf thing.
I'm not mixing up, right? That's the show it was in, wasn't it?
Dwarf thing from House of Asher.
Yeah,
that's that show.
Yeah. Well, maybe I won't spoil it for you.
Yeah. I don't know. Do I want it spoiled? Do I want to be warned about this?
No, you wouldn't want it. you wouldn't want to be told before seeing that. You'd want to see it in its natural habitat.
You have to see it. It has to be seen to be believed.
Okay. I know Shad hasn't seen Spartacus.
No.
Has anybody else seen Spartacus here on the panel?
I've not seen the original series.
I've seen the whole
show. No,
I've seen the whole series, not House of Asher, but the actual series. Yeah,
Spartacus is fucking awesome. Stephen DeKnight, Buffy alum.
Hey, man. He's been working on this new one too.
Yeah,
and obviously went through some crazy shit with like your lead actor getting cancer and dying. And so, like filming a prequel season basically to like hold off, hopefully get healthy, and then having to recast. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
You know what I think I have seen, Gary? The 1960 Spartacus film.
Well, that's awesome, but this one a little different. Xena gets naked a lot.
Oh, okay.
Lucy Lawless, but yeah, they just don't make them like that anymore. It's fucking gory as hell. It's a great show. I love it. Just burn right through it. Mahler, you still EFAPing tomorrow? Anything else?
Yeah, no, that's the headline. You know, instead of saying anything else, I'll just say I don't know if you've seen it around Twitter, Gary, but the conversation coming up, and I just thought it was funny of who would win in a fight, Jaime Lannister or Aragorn.
Aragorn would roll in.
It wouldn't.
I mean, that's not even really a fair comparison,
it's not fair.
is it?
Yeah.
It's not.
No.
It's just funny though because those people are fighting over each other's reactions to it, right? Like a lot of people are like, it's obviously Jaime Lannister that everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I just saw the reason this is coming up. I just saw a tweet that said, "I'm sorry, but Aragorn farmed a KD against plumbers and electricians while Jaime was out there at 13 years old hooping against real killers."
So that is that's like arguments that people make when they talk about greatest basketball player of all time and shit like that all the time. When you look at eras and people playing against plumbers and electricians, it's like a common thing that gets labeled against people who played in the 60s. That's funny.
Yeah, you need to stick to like because Aragorn's just gonna mop up anybody from Westeros. Basically,
he's doing a die. He's fucking
He's like a different. He's not really human. Yeah. He's also has decades and decades and decades worth of fucking skill and wisdom and experience and stuff. So it's a little bit different than old Jaime. Although Jaime is no one wants to fight fucking Jaime Lannister.
What I will say, this is probably the result of seeing the films and seeing the show and being like two guys with two swords who win. You know, that kind of thinking about it. But if you break them up into on paper with stats, it's like, Aragorn wins.
Oh, yeah. Aragorn fights friggin' monsters, man. He's used to taking on way bigger game than friggin' Jaime Lannister.
Okay, by the way, to be fair, I reckon Jaime could kill a shit ton of orcs. He could.
He probably could.
But a troll?
Well, it's tougher, you know. If he had a gun.
The fact that we got to see the flashback of Arthur Dayne versus Ned, and we didn't get to see his actual fucking sword, like instead he did the two-handed thing in that fight.
They gave him two swords. That means he's better than people with one sword, idiot.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that's the logic, right?
Dawn is supposed to be basically this like lightsaber, right? It's made from a white meteor. It's totally unique metal. It's harder than Valyrian steel.
People think it has maybe have some like magical properties to it, or does it have something? Is it just because it's from like a meteor or whatever?
And the fact that it's just hanging on a wall right now because you have to be the sword of the morning to wield it. Darkstar's just going to steal that shit because he is of the night and he's emo.
You say it sounds so cringe when you say that, but
I know.
But that's what Darkstar says about himself.
Yeah,
I am of the night. I am of the night.
Another Exorcist movie. What do you think? Stop. Make hashtag make new stuff like Justine Bateman says.
That's the Flanagan one, right?
Yes.
Stop. Still stop.
No, I'm not even. I worry about anything he does when it's not an original IP. He's he can't necessarily be trusted when he's adapting other people's work. That's all I'll say. Okay, it's gonna be, obviously remaking is the same problem. But hey, hopefully it's good.
Is it a remake? I mean, because The Exorcist is one of the greatest movies of all time. Like easily one of the greatest horror movies of all time. Yeah, don't touch it. Leave it alone.
What even is So it's in pre-production. So we're long away from that being.
I think it's like a couple of years away.
Yeah. Okay.
Milk of the Pappy. Milk of the Pappy. All right. Thanks, Colin Walker, and thanks, Justin. Appreciate you guys. And I'm working on a Starfleet Academy video. Well, Garrett is. I'm actually not working on anything. I'm probably going to go watch A Night of the Seven Kingdoms again because I can. So I got the rest of the night off. Long streaming.
You got the rest of the night off. It's fucking
10:17.
Quarter after 10.
I got an hour of 45 minutes to kill. I can get a lot of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms watched in that time. You kidding me? Get some popcorn.
Arthur Dane's the most overrated character. I don't think he's an overrated swordsman. I think that he is like one of the best swordsmen to ever be on Westeros. But I don't think there's too much to his character, mostly because he's just like this picture perfect idea of what everyone thinks a knight should be. Like, so I don't think he's a very complex character. So I don't know.
And he got shivved by Hallan Reed, little frogman.
I mean, when you bleeding out, and you just take the shot, I guess.
Yep. Supposedly, we don't really know.
What do you mean? The show answered the question definitively. It's over now.
No,
it's over.
No.
Nothing else could have happened.
No.
Max von Sydow was there.
Oh God, it's Elrond, the kid who plays young Ned. I remember when they were memeing on now it tens instead of he just said it, made it one word. Now it tens. Now it tens.
I liked him as young Ned, honestly.
I think the accent sounded good for young Ned.
Yeah.
No, now it ends.
Now it ends. All right, we're gonna leave it there. I'm tired, man.
You're fading, I think.
Yeah, I'm tired. So we'll be back on Sunday. Thanks to the Modrotics. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat and donation. You help keep the lights on. I love the show. Tell people to watch it. Not to wait in the end. Just start watching it now, and we'll see.
Tell your parents. Warn them about the dick in the beginning.
Yeah, no, don't warn them. See the reaction.
Depends on your parents.
I need to warn people because a lot of my audience are either Christian or Latter-day Saints like me, and I'm like, yeah, they're all a content warning for people because that is too much for someone.
Well, how do you
picture
think?
It shows the whole family go
I know. It's like the whole family sits down to watch it. And
this show's great.
Just ignore that bit.
How do you think all those Christian Latter-day Saints got here? Okay,
right.
That's all I gotta say.
Well, that is very
Space
true.
lasers.
Space lasers. All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.